Turn this down a little bit, you guys. Yeah. Wow. This is my session for today. And Father, I come to you now in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am John. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Father, not allow us to lead ourselves into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, the glory. In Yeshua's name I pray. Thank you, Lord. You know, let me start off with, I appreciate people all the time. Like, I come to my brothers and sisters because spirit sharpens spirit. And that's why I start off this conversation of saying that right now. Spirit sharpens spirit. And when you come into a situation of understanding that spirit sharpens spirit, that's what we're on today. I want to people to know how much their brothers sharpen their other brothers. And when someone comes to you with help, how much more qualified you would be to help that person if you had the Holy Spirit with you. And how much qualified you would be to help that person if you're willing to understand that person's point of view. Like, if you're stubborn in your ways, how would you help someone else? Like, how would you help someone if physically being stubborn? That makes no sense. If it's beyond nonsense, like, how can someone come to you so we can sharpen each other? Because if you feel like you're sharpened enough and your sword is beyond penetrable, you are completely confused. Now, you might say that, oh, what do you mean by you can just stand outside? I didn't hear people to these days, man, and it's hurting me. It's physically hurting me for to see that some people physically look at life in a way. They look at life in a way where they only express for their self. They only express in their own self, in their own game. And I wonder about these people. Like, is people making YouTube channels about my Lord to make YouTube channels or Facebook or TikTok or any of these channels? Are you making these channels about my Lord physically to gain your own gain, to physically gain yourself? So as I'm looking at this, right, I'm looking at this because I go into people's lives. I get kicked out a lot, you guys. I don't know why people want to kick me out there a lot, but because I come with a contradiction to what they're saying. I don't come with I come with so much strong contradiction to what they're saying that they can't even believe it, that they feel that I am a disruption. And I go ahead and let them know, I'm sorry for being a disruption, but you need to hear this. Like, do people not understand that I will humble myself if you had something to tell me? If you had something to enlighten me with, I will humble myself to listen what you have to say. And then if I felt that what you were saying was wrong, I will use my intelligence and my way, right, to disregard what you're saying. I will straight up stump on your words because I want to make sure that you understand that your words cannot be proven. Your words are deceitful. Your words are not challengeable in no type of form or fashion. So as I come up against these people, I'm always in war, you guys. Like, I have come into a war where I don't fight with my fists anymore, where I physically fight with the words of my mouth. So I'm using my sword where it's supposed to be used. So as someone come out with a question, I ask a question on top of your question because your question doesn't make sense and it has no basics. But then in my question, I answer your question with another question. Like, some people don't do that. Like, it's so weird the way the Lord allows me to do that I can answer a question inside of your question. You know, I can sit up there and say, okay, like you asked me a question of something like, what's a culture? What's a culture? If you ask me that question, I would tell you that a culture is something that someone follows. That a group of people, let me correct myself, that a group of people follow, that they have come to believe. That these group of people that come to believe that this is a way that they have to follow. That's like a cult to me. So if you say you're searching righteousness, but you're mentioning all these cults and all these other things where you have to follow and cut your hair and do all these other things that's meaningless, that can't get you no closer to my Father. And it's so ignorant of a man even say that the way they cut their hair, the way they present themselves, not the way the things they do and the things that they, not saying that people are not doing good things. I'm saying that people do not know how to stand with the Lord. They're saying they're standing with my Father, but they're not standing with my Father. They're standing by themselves, or they're standing with Satan. Because what are you really fighting for? What is you really giving? What is the real purpose of picking up your cross? People don't want to answer that question. No one. Originally, I know, right? I originally don't care. Like, how many people can honestly say they wake up and care for someone else? Not someone in your household, someone outside, someone that's not there. But assumingly, we all say we're this person or this good person. Who can think of themselves as even doing things that's good? I'm not talking about going give bikes away to people, man. Bikes don't help people. I'm not talking about going give money to people, because money do not help people. If you don't show people a fine way of making money, it doesn't help them. It physically sets them back to something where they see what they can achieve. Like, and I see this happen in thousands of people. This not happening in everyone. Yeah, some people are physically probably just good. You know, they was given a good deck of cards. But I'm talking to the people that wasn't given a deck of cards, who was given a jack, who was given a 10, who was given a 5 of diamonds, you know, that didn't get no spades in their deck. I'm talking to these people, the people that know that they need help. Like, do people not, like, you gotta know you need help. How many times would you fall back on your bills before you know you need help? How many times would you potentially go out to work and only make $800 every 2 weeks and not know that this is not enough to support you in any type of way? How many times would it take you to go and even make $1,000 or $1,300 a month? You remember that can't support you, because it probably can only pay your rent. And by looking at things like this, you come to see things like this, right? Now, when are we going to do something about these things? Now, we feel that housing is too far. You can stop how much housing is in your neighborhood. You might think that's so weird. I promise you, we can make the government make all the people that own houses, we can make them all drop their prices to at least half. And you might say, how will we do that? Because these people, you cannot find a house without roaches in it. Every house is infested. Every house have a way of getting infested because it's outside. The house is outside. You hear me? Anything can come into that house. It's nothing that can physically stop something from coming to that house than poison. And if you spraying poison around your house, you're actually poisoning yourself. You're physically poisoning yourself. And people don't see that they're poisoning themselves. They don't even look at it like that. They don't look at it. This thing killing these roaches like this in thousands, what would it do if I spray too much of it? Now, you might, I need enough of it to inhale to die, right? Oh my Lord. Are you seriously talking like that? That you need enough of it to inhale? No, brother, you shouldn't have none of it to inhale. And this is the thing I'm trying to get people to see, that everything is set up to hurt you. And when you see that everything is against you, who is only thing for you is my Lord. So, ultimately, to understand, first you got to understand that. And then if you don't understand that, look around you, man. Look what's against you and look what's heading to you. Look at the most person that get paid in the world, right? I want you to look at the person. Go look up in the person that get paid the most. And I want you to look at his history. And I want you to think that you can do what he can do. And I want you to see that you can. Because he was given a deck of cards that was with kings and aces and jacks. And you ain't getting no damn jacks through your life. And I promise you, unless you hustling, scamming, or getting over on other people, that's the only way you're going to make it. And you might say, oh, man, now you prove to me that you didn't cheat nobody, that you didn't go buy nothing for cheap and sell it for more. Go show me that you didn't intentionally go out here and tell someone a lie until your lie made sense. And I can go through any business, man. I promise you, man. You show me any business, man, I can go walk in that business and show you how they messing over the world. With clothes, with rags. People buy rags out of the store. And you probably say people do this because they want to. No, people does this because they have to present themselves in a certain way to survive in this world. Now, if you don't present, you cannot go into a job office with rags and looking like a bum and expect to come out with that job. That's insane. You heard me? Like some stuff people. I'm on live though, my G. I can't really hear y'all. I'm sorry. You heard me? But these people, don't understand that. I don't. I came to understand it by asking my Lord for understanding, and then I see He showed me everything. You know what He showed me most though? He showed me that I was not in the fight, that I was not fighting for nobody. I wasn't fighting for them trying to change genders in the school. I wasn't fighting for them poisoning people in the medical system. I haven't been fighting for, man, I haven't fought for nothing that really mattered. Man, I will fight for a new car. Who else will fight for this? You will fight for a new car. You will fight for a new house. You will fight for you will fight for a brand new TV. And what I mean by fight, you going to work. You heard me? But you're not willing to fight for these things that really matter, that can change your life, where you wouldn't have to work as hard, where you wouldn't have to do really nothing to really survive but support your family. Like when you become into a family, when you come into a family, you come into a way of understanding that that your time is costful. And if you have a family and you don't understand how time is cost, you hear me? And I had to find out how much my time costs. My time costs more than my skills, because your time ages you. And if your time ages you, that means your time is more worth than anything you can do, because your time is costful, and the costful of time is age. And boy, and you don't know how much that really matters. Because if you wait 10 years to start something, right? You heard me? Man, if you wait 10 years to start something, you get to that 10th year and not be able to develop what you could have been developing that whole 10 years. You know the expression when someone tells you that don't wait till tomorrow? I mean, don't worry about tomorrow, or don't worry about yesterday. You know what I got out that expression? Because whatever you want to do tomorrow, if you start it today, ain't it's going to lead into tomorrow? And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, because you started it right now. Like physically, I had to really see that, man, that I wasn't in a fight. So by me starting to fight, my fight now is just spreading the news. I got to get people on my side. I got to get people to see the world that I see the world. And if you don't see the world like this, that means you're not looking. You either not looking, you either messed up in your head, or you only care for yourself. And if you only care for yourself and all that thing, I wish you kudos. I wish you, get to your side. This ain't for you. If you one of them people that only want for themselves, this message ain't for you. It's for somebody else. It's probably for your sister. It's probably for your mama. It's probably for somebody else in your family, but it's not for you. So you probably still want to spread the word. If you don't care for yourself, care for the other person. Care for that to tell them to really look these things up. Look up the things that I'm telling you. Look up the food. Look up the food that they poison you. Look up that what happens to dead cells, and that they're storing meat in dead cells. And what happens to dead cells? Dead cells turn into cancer. And this is common sense, you guys. If you assume something dead and dead multiplies, it's gonna multiply whatever you assumed. And if you assume something dead, it's gonna multiply deadness. Now that's common sense. That's common sense with anything in life. If you go into a situation of being dead to that situation, not want to work, or not want to how would I say it? Drive in that situation, you won't make it. I promise you, you can try to walk through it, you heard me, but it might make it, but you ain't going to make it to the full capacity where you could have been. And I've seen that in life. Like some people might slide through, man. It are those people in life that can slide straight through. But man, you got to look at it. Are you in the football team? You heard me? You know how many people that physically make it to the NFL? I'm telling you not to don't draw a raffle. I'm telling you to make sure that every raffle in that thing name is yours. That it don't matter what name you pull out of there, you're going to benefit from that situation. Now, you might say, if you're a low-income people, I tell this to people every day. This is how I only see helping each other can only help yourself. By going out to your neighborhood, your income neighborhood, or someone that's in poverty like you, or someone that's attention. You gotta find people like you playing cards. You know that little game when you used to flip cards over and you gotta get a match? That's what I need you to go out there and do. I need you to go out there and get a match to your situation. And you might think you're the only one going through this. Man, I promise you, man, everyone is, man, 9 out of 10, man, you should have seen the statistics on how many people live check to check. You heard me? Like the statistics is outblowing. So if you go to these people and you tell them that we want to invest in tissue paper, one product, one thing, and we all can put money into this. And in 6 months, we will be able to start our own financial business from tissue paper, from toothpaste, from any one product. And I'm telling y'all, man, and you don't have to overcharge for this product. You hear me? You can actually charge a reasonable price and for someone to get ahead with you. And the more you do this, and the people see that you care for other people, you hear me? They're gonna join because that's what it shows. We have to show ourselves that they can trust us. See, that's the point where people don't understand. If you don't have trust, you don't have nothing. You have to win these people trust. And I tell you to go at them with the Lord. But sometimes people look at that as you being a sheep. I mean, reveal wolf, because you're not coming at them with complete honesty. So I come at you with complete honesty. I tell you to go do this yourself. I don't tell you to do it. Don't do it with me. You hear me? Because I'm not even, I'm telling you how to make money. I'm out here trying to, pray for people. But I'm out here trying to pray for people, but other people are different. Other people are very smart, man. Like I know people that's good with technology, good with electrician, good with all these things. And the God has blessed them with it. So you now that you have the power, I see someone going to school, right? But which one is more capable? The person that goes to school to learn the thing and go get a job in that subject, or the person that just teaches it? Now, that's the question to ask yourself. If a person just teaches something and don't really walk through it, they don't really know what they're talking about. They only know of observing, preserving. That's why my father came down in the body. You hear me? In the flesh. You hear me? But assumingly, to understand this, you hear me? You have to physically walk through this with these people, and you don't know no one else's situation. Like it might take 5 rocks for to hit you for you to fall, but it might only take that other person 1 rock for him to fall. Now you think that person don't deserve help because it only took 1 rock for him to fall because he's weaker than you? No, that's not right. Because like that person, that could have been you. That could be your daughter. That could be your son that's weaker than the next person in the next go around of the rotation. And then your child is on the back end. You hear me? Think about it for another person. Sometimes you have to step out on faith, step out in that other person's shoes to understand that this other person, or get into their life. If they don't want you in their life, you can only ask them one time to help them. And then you get away from them and give them your number and tell them, next when you do need this help, call me. And sometimes that people think that you have to have something to help someone. Man, a prayer can change someone's life. And it can touch their soul, that inspire them to do better. And I see it happen every day. But for other people it's different. Some people might look at it as a different outburst of life, of them helping people might be a good and gen thing. But I'm telling you to get in your word, man, because you're gonna need your word. If you see the society that we're living in, and that the government is out to kill us, out to kill, steal, and destroy, now who else running to them products? The devil. I ain't gonna go there with y'all though. Y'all should be listening to me though. But to understand this, you hear me? That's what America comes from. And every organization I have seen in America, from McDonald's to Walmart to anything, they come to steal, kill, and destroy. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. And I can break down every business, everything that comes out, because if these businesses are in your community, and this is what they're coming for. They're coming to overprice you. They're coming to start generational wealth problems because they're overpricing for food and things that people need as necessities, as tissue paper, water, food, all these things that they're adding in these stores that's around you, that the government should stop them for overpricing things, because they're calling themselves a government and want you to follow their laws, but don't want to govern you in a way where you be protected as a citizen. Like, do people not look at the life like this? How long would you have to follow the government before you realize the government is shooting you? Like, how far you have to go walk with me punching you in your face for you to say, oh, nigga, I ain't coming, forgive me, y'all. The brother, I'm not coming around you no more. How many times would I have to punch you in your face for you to see that? Because America is not punching you physically in your face doesn't mean they're not swinging at you. Just because they're not trying to stab you in your back every turn. I promise you, just because someone physically, like you will fight someone physically in front of your face that's physically trying to step on your shoes and trying to hurt you, but I'm telling you that America is standing all the way over there on the other side of that mountain shooting arrows in the sky, and it's tearing you up, and you ain't doing nothing about it. But I'm going to tell you, don't go out there with your pitchforks and your guns, because you ain't going to win. If you've seen Martin Luther King, you've seen all the other people, man, trust me, you ain't going to make it in that fight. So the fight is to spread awareness. And when you spread enough awareness, I promise you, it's going to move by itself. When you spread this much awareness, when you have thousands and thousands of people standing by your side, you don't have to worry about change, because change is already happening. You hear me? Because you have the people on your side, and the people run the world. The people, the man gives the laws, but if the people don't follow the laws, they make the laws meaningless. Meaningless. I can't say the word, y'all. Like, it makes it non-existent. Makes no sense. If you don't have people to follow your laws is just laws. It's just paper. And people don't understand. We need a group. We need thousands. We need nations to go against their government. Like, if the whole nation is not turned against their government, but the whole nation needs to hear this product that they're being hurt. No, man, I see scary people, Heavenly Father, forgive me, but scary people are starting to go grow their own food instead of calling their damn government out for what they're doing to us. How many people are going to go hide under sheets and covers instead of getting up and fighting for what they believe and what they care for? This stuff makes no sense to me, people. Like, I don't understand. How can y'all be so scary? I was one of you, though. How can we be so scary to not stand up for truth, what's really true that's hurting us? And we'll stand up for stuff that's meaningless, like a color or man, it kills me how much y'all people start gangs for. You heard me? Start a gang for starting righteousness and starting your well-being. Who gonna start a gang for that cares? Now you probably say, oh, it's thousands of gangs out here. Black Lives Matter. Nah, man, them people only care about one individual people. Come on, man. No, I'm talking about the whole America. I'm talking about Crayola. I'm talking about the whole world. Crayola, man. That physically we're all being hurt in some type of situation by our government. And it's all over the world. You can say you're not a victim of this, and you will be lying to yourself. To say that you're not a victim to what these people have put on our neck, this yoke that we have been carrying around with since birth. How do you have a yoke around your neck and don't want to remove it? But see, some people don't know how to remove the yoke. That's our prayer. Our prayer is for the yoke that's put on us by these laws of America, that we cannot fully worship our Father in no type of way. Because that's all we can do is scream and worship his name. If we bring that to a real level outborn by bringing thousands of people are listening to us, man, they're going to kill us. Man, these are facts, man. Look at the people that really stand out. I see all these preachers in their churches and all this. I see all these people screaming out my Father's name, but nobody's picking up their cross. Nobody know what really picking up your cross means. When Jesus picked up his cross, he died. Do people not know that when Jesus picked up his cross, he died? That means if you're not being persecuted, if you're not being muted, if you're not being blocked from situations, if you're not doing none of this, you're not doing nothing right. Now, these are facts, man. Whoever got that music on, you heard me? God bless you. You heard me? But you heard me? In a way to understanding people. Let me mute him, y'all, because he don't want to hear this message. But he could have muted me. And I'm going to talk about this brother. I don't usually do this, but I want this brother to hear me. This brother that's playing this music. He hear what I'm trying to say. I hope he's a person that's very rich and very knowledgeable. The situation that's going on in life. But you know what? I bet he's ignorant to this situation because he's still playing devil worshiping music where he's following a man instead of following the person that created him. And that's what kills me about that. I like rap music. I love for people to express themselves in a positive way. But in a way where you express yourself in a way, you can be a positive role model or you could be a negative role model. Now, when y'all look at y'all rappers and all these people, if they're not physically giving you money to rep their music, why are you repping their music if that's all they're preaching or that's all they're physically telling is how I'm going to shoot somebody? Now, some of these rappers, they rap about gain and how much they have gained from the suffering that they went through. But then they get to a level where they feel that they're more than what they went through, that they didn't have to walk through this. Like they didn't have to go the same things that we had to go through. It wasn't at the bottom. But some people, before I mute you, I wanted you to hear this. And that's so weird that y'all will go worshiping these people. Do you know by screaming these people words and all this, you are followers of them? You are followers of Satan? You are followers of your father? Do you know this? Now, I'm not saying all music is bad. I'm not saying that all music thing, but I'm saying that the stuff that you listen to, it cannot be inciting you to do nothing right. It's inciting you to go out here and do wrong. Now, if you listen to a song that's saying, "Oh, I believe I can make it," I can understand that. I can hear a rapper talking about how he was in a struggle and how now he made it. But see, the rapper don't even see that he didn't make it by himself. But I'm gonna go ahead and mute you now, though, brother, because you playing with my emotions. Oh, you done turned off your music, so now I don't know who you are. But as I'm coming to understanding, you guys, I had to come to understanding too. I was one of those people that used to blast music in the people's ear when they was trying to tell somebody something that made sense. I really was. You heard me? I was ignorant. I was stupid. I was one of those people that had to give the I was the one in the classroom that always had to give the disturbance. I know how that feel, my G. I know how it feel to have to do something, to be a part of something. But I had to learn that that wasn't a part of something I wanted to be a part of. I didn't want to be a part of that side. I don't want to be a part of the crowd. If the whole crowd is doing this, I'm going to try to do something to help the whole crowd. Because that's the way you're supposed to go at things. You're supposed to go at things with a mindset of changing things, because we have the power to change things. And the things that we can't change, we hold fast until the power will come up on us to change those things that we can't change. But some people don't feel that they have that power. Some people feel like that's all they can give is what they have. Some people feel like that one thing that they didn't give in their whole life was enough. And what if I tell you that it's never enough? What if I tell you that as long as you're breathing, it's not enough? Long as you're living where someone needs help, it's not enough. And you probably say, why would I go out here and put my life on hold for someone else? Because someone put their life on hold for you. Jesus put their life on hold for you. Your parents put their life on hold for you. The parents before that put their life on hold for you. You might say, "Oh man, they didn't have to have me." Oh man, that's one of the stupidest things I ever heard. I didn't have to have you. But tell you the truth, most children are in this day and age are mistakes. We just having sex, but they don't see it that way. And we was ignorant for even going into sex that way. Because when I found out sex is marriage and marriage is sex, oh my Lord. Now how many men would stop having sex if they knew that they was gonna be tied to this woman, right? Tied to this woman, that you have to take care of this woman, you have to pay her bills, you have to do all this for this woman, right? How many people would not have sex that much? I bet you would stop. I promise you, if you was one of those people that every person you had sex with in your life, if you like me, you had sex with a plenty of women, and you need repentance like me. But if you were one of them people that had sex with all these women, and if you listen to me when I say that sex is marriage and marriage is sex, and you're supposed to support your wife, you hear me? Assumingly, every woman that you have had sex with, you are married to and you have a tie to. So assumingly, if you have a tie to all of these women, that means you're supposed to have a tie to all of these women financially. You're supposed to have a tie to all these women in all of these ways. And if these women start calling y'all boys, I'm going to call y'all what y'all are, boys, out on these things, y'all wouldn't want to have sex with them. Y'all wouldn't even want to be around them. Y'all be like, man, you crazy. And this is facts, man. And this how much y'all belittle women. Man, I know that's how you feel. You heard me? I hope you don't talk that way to your mama. But but the but to understand these things, you heard me? You have to be not the little in mind. You have to not have a mind of a peanut. You got to have more than a mind of a peanut to actually understand what I'm telling you. You heard me? You have to have more than a mind of a peanut. Let me say it again. You heard me? See, what you don't understand, money is not important, brother. Because you can have all the money in the world. Go look at all these people that's rich in the world that's committing suicide. Ignorance. Man, just because you have money, it don't help. I don't care what you don't want to hear. There's a thing on GTA. I love GTA. That's why I come on this app, man. This game. They have a thing on here called mute. You go to online. You go to online. You go to online. Now look. So tell me how you make money, then, brother. Tell me how you make money. How you make your money? Oh no, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. You can say that you're in retail. You can say you're in retail because that's what you're doing. You're retailing, right? Right? Yeah, you're retailing. So as we coming into understanding of retail is something where you have a product that someone wants, and you have a consumer of this product, right? That's what you're telling me, right? Right. So if you are a consumer of a product, that means you're doing the same thing the white man is doing, but you're just doing it with grass or a powder or another substance. You know what I mean? And that's so ignorant that you're following the white man's steps for money. Like that's so ignorant. That's so ignorant that you're following. And I don't mean to say white, you guys, because I'm not racist, but you're following these people rules and regulations the same way they did, right? But you're just using a different product, right? So you're no different. So you're trying to tell me that you're no different than the other person that you hate, right? That's so weird that you are no different than the people that you hate. Let me tell you something, brother. By you giving it to these people, you're hurting these people, and you're actually doing these people wrong. And that's the same thing the other people are doing you. They're feeding you bad stuff. They're poisoning you. They're doing all this stuff to you, but you choose to do the same thing that they're doing you instead of making a change. That's so ignorant. Like when are we gonna think to make a change instead of sitting there with our arms folded, thinking that we only have to see it ourselves? And you chasing money, buddy. As long as you chasing money, buddy, you ain't gonna be chasing nothing. Like I said, as long as you chasing money, brother, you will not be chasing nothing. You're chasing trees outside. You know what you do better going outside and do? Go outside and scrape some wood off a tree, and you'll have your money, buddy. You heard me? Because you're chasing paper. You're chasing paper. And soon all you people will be chasing digital currency. So then you're gonna be chasing a visibleness. That's so weird. When you could be chasing life. When you could be chasing salvation, when you could be chasing righteousness, when you could be chasing these things that matter in life that can give you salvation, you choose to chase something that the white man has given you, the only thing that you feel that you can make it in. Because that's what you just told me, brother. You told me in so many words that this is the only thing I can do, this is the only thing that I can be, and this is the only way I can go. That's what you're telling me. Come on, man. That's so ignorant, man. I hate for my people to sit up here and say ignorant things that's coming out of your mouth. But you know what? I know my people don't know better. You heard me? Because if you knew better, you would talk better. If you knew better, you would say better. If you knew better, you would act better. Dude, like this is stuff that I come to understand. Do you understand these things? No, you must don't because you're still slinging on the corner instead of using that time to do better. You hear me? Well, whatever, man. Hopefully you're not on the corner, but that's how you presented yourself. But to understand people, you heard me. Now, if you hit everybody in this session, if you ask everybody in this session, did you present yourself as being someone that sold and bought products? Yes, you did, brother. You presented yourself that way, and that's facts. But it's okay, brother. I still love you, and the Lord loves you, and we want you to come home. That's all I'm calling you for. I'm telling you to come home. I'm telling you to stop worrying about all this ignorant stuff that you're doing. Even if you're going out there doing a 9 to 5, brother, you hear me? It's ignorant. You hear me? You need to find something that really is meaningful and can save your life and save your soul. Because even listening to your voice, brother, I can't save you, brother. You need to call on Jesus. But let me get back because I got all the way off subject, y'all. You heard me talking to my brother because I can't really care for my brother. I will leave the 99 for the one, brother. Oh, money. See, brother. You probably do, brother. But you know what? You're not richer than me. You know what, brother? You might have more paper than me. But you're not richer than me. That's so weird. That's so weird that you have more paper than me, but you probably are not richer than me. Glory be to the Lord. See, my riches are stored in heaven, buddy. You ain't gonna see my riches because my riches is not of this world. See, that's what if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't be repping on paper. You wouldn't be repping on something that's physical. You'll be repping on something that's spiritual, that's to become seen. And you don't understand that. But you know what? So I'm gonna get back to the main subject. But oh, I would love for you to come in my house. I promise you, brother, if you run in my house, I will put hands on you and start praying for you. And you will drop down to your knees and you will praise my Father as you should be doing right now as I speak. Boy, you just don't know, man. I have someone on my side that overfolds anything you can do, anything you can send. Man, you don't know who you don't know who I come with. See, that's what's wrong with you people now. I have never feared nothing in my life, my G. Never feared nothing in my life. And that's before I really came all the way to Christ. But now that I'm all the way in Christ, my G, man, I feel like I can stop nukes, nigga. You heard me, Father? Forgive me for saying that a word. I feel that I can stop nukes. You heard me? Like, you don't understand the power of this. You heard me? You don't have, see, that's the problem. Only power you have is coming out of an iron tool that someone gave you. My power comes from above, buddy. My power comes from above. I'm sorry. I look up for which come my help. When you go and grab your blicky, I'm going to grab my Bible. And we gonna see at the end of the day which one's still gonna be here. Like I said, you go grab your blicky and I'm gonna go grab my Bible and I'm gonna come for the prayer for you. I'm not gonna stop talking, brother. If I stop talking, the rocks will cry out. If I stop talking, the rocks will cry out. If I stop talking, the rain will start falling and never stop. Boy, you just don't know. I will never stop talking. Yeah, you know why I'm not talking about nothing? Because you keep on interrupting me. You know why I'm not talking about nothing? Because you keep on interrupting me. Because I told you, brother, I will leave the 99 for the one. I'm here for you right now. I'm in an altercation. I'm in a battle with your demons that's coming out of you right now in the name of Jesus. I'm right here with you, brother. I'm right here with you. And, you know, and that's the point, that I care for you so much that I will leave everyone else on this live just to talk to you, that they can't even hear you. You hear me? That's how much I care for you. That's how much I'm out here for you. I understand that you don't care for me. You shouldn't, because you don't even know me. But if you knew who I came with, and who I came for, you'll be on a whole nother level. But you know what? That's the type of people I come across. You hear me? But I still love you, brother, and I still care for you. You heard me? But like I was saying, you guys, like I was saying, you heard me? Some people are a disruption. But I like people like that. I would stop what I'm doing just to pay attention to that one. Because I want that one to really, like, if you have something to save somebody, you should try your hardest to save that person. Now, this brother probably already excuse me, y'all. This brother probably already know Jesus. This brother probably already have walked, but he probably just a little confused. You know, I used to be angry like this, brother. I used to be always talking out, you know, all this anger inside of me, you know. But you know, I had to let that anger out. I had to let it express itself in its ways and let it go. It's something that you holding on to, brother, that you need to let go. Cause I hear it all in your voice. I hear it all in your voice, brother. You was hurt before. You was hurt. You was cheated on. Something happened to you in your life where it put you in a devastation of a pain. I can hear it all in your voice. You know, and that's the pain that people don't understand. That you can let go of that pain. You don't have to carry that pain on nowhere, everywhere with you. And that's so weird that people carry that pain on through their whole life. They'll carry something from their childhood. They'll carry something from their adulthood, and they'll put this stuff on them as a baggage. But that's so weird that you would put something on as a baggage instead of walking, man. Instead of walking through, man. What I tell people most of the time, overall, listen to me. Overall, walking through over time, you can get through anything with the Lord. You know, and that's what plans. That's what anything in life. But people don't want to see that. What people want to see you talk about is financial gain. But how can you financial gain if you're in a system that financial cripple you? Like, you cannot, unless you have a degree and a scholar, say that you're qualified to make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Brother, you will not be making that money. Now, this is facts. You know, you hear me? So you can look at it. You can look at it however way you want to look at it. But the people that do make this money, you know how much time, they have sold to these people to get these type of money, man. And nothing is worth my soul. What's worth gaining the whole world and losing your soul? The only thing you was born in this world with was your soul, and you're gonna gain the whole world and lose your soul. What makes sense is that? Oh, oh yeah. Well, reading, writing, and math, brother. Reading, writing, and math makes sense. Well, brother, if you was listening to me speak, that's what I'm saying. See that? No, you're trying to overtalk me, brother, and you need to listen. So what you know? So what you know about school? How school don't help you? What's your definition of school not helping you? You don't need no degree to make money in America. I'm sorry to tell you this, brother, but in America you do. I'm sorry, brother. In America, you do. And that makes you good for some type of reason. I promise you, you didn't do a 9 to 5 to get that. I promise you didn't do a 9 to 5 to get that. I'm telling you, it's the right way to do it. I'm telling you, it's the right way to do it, where you don't have to go out there and criminalize yourself over something that think the world commit a real sin. I'm telling you that you put yourself in a blind eye to commit a sin to try to gain money. So you're trying to say you don't put yourself in a predicament to sin to gain money. Can I ask you that question? Can you answer that question? Do you put yourself in a position to sin to make money? All right, then. See, you don't want to talk to me because what I say is true. You heard me? Like if physically you would not have what you have if you didn't mess over or step on somebody else to get it. Come on, man. Like these facts, man. Like these are things I get people to understand but it's the right way to do it. It's the right way to do these things to feel good about what you have. Like you might feel good about what you have because you felt that you earned it, but you don't really feel good because you didn't get it justfully. You didn't get it rightfully. You didn't get it doing good by people. You hear me? Like that's what the goodness coming. That would make you feel good in yourself. You hear me? You might not care about that, but that's what's gonna save you. You hear me? Like what you did to make you feel good about yourself, brother? What make you wake up every morning and be like, man, I'm good, I did this? Is it only because you have green paper in the account? So you're using, that's so weird that he'll use man. He will use money that someone else made to try to make him feel better when somebody made thousand years before he was even born. Come on, man, be serious. You're trying to use other people's love of their life to try to use it as a reflection of love of your life. You hear me? Because it buys things. Come on, man, that makes no sense, man. I'm telling people to fight against the things that's really deserve fighting. Like you go your whole life trying to make a dollar when you can change the ways of making dollars. Like you feel that you can't change the way of making dollars. Make whatever you say and make sense. The school system you say is against you. It don't make sense. I agree with you there. The medical system don't make sense. I can agree with you there. The food system, how they selling food in this country, don't make sense. I can agree with you there. The things that don't, but who's going to change these things that we don't speak out against them? Why people telling me to shut up and be quiet? I prove how much scary you are. I prove how scary y'all people are. I prove how scary y'all is because y'all sitting in your house, going to 8 to 5, 9 to 5, or selling drugs, the same thing. You're still going into their system to buy their products, to buy their things. That's overpriced. That's going to break. That's going to overshort out. Come on, man. Be serious, man. So now they done ruined. Now they done put you in a financial and wage problem for your financial wealth that you cannot carry on, right? And that's when the government's supposed to step in. Because if someone is governing you and don't want me to go out here and steal, that's when they step in. And because they don't step in when they're supposed to step in, we get wrong. But you can step in when I'm doing this, when I don't want to pay child support, when I don't want to do this. You can step in for all these other things that's meaningless. But you want to step in, but you only want to step in when I'm a criminal. But you don't want to step in when I'm hurting, when I'm down, when I need help. But as soon as I go out here to try to help myself, you're going to put a gun to my head and tell me to stop. Go to jail. Do 10 to 9. Now, these are things that people do not understand that they're setting you up for this. They say go their way or it's no way. Now, you might say, well, I can get through the system. I can creep through the system. You better not get caught. Because I promise you, they got a cell with your name on it. I'm telling you, the only way you're going to make it through this is to call on the name of Jesus and walk through it and let him guide you, let the Holy Spirit guide you, because you're ignorant to this situation, because we think we have to fight like our ancestors fought and selling on a damn corner where they just die and fall short. Man, I don't know, man, if you're a successful drug dealer, man, I mean, truthfully, a successful drug dealer all your life, man, you trust me, somebody didn't fail for you. Somebody didn't step in front of that bullet for you. Somebody in your organization that went to prison. Come on, man, like these facts, man. Come on, man, like the only thing different between the white people and the black people, I'm not racist, you guys, is essentially to understand that the white people found a way to fall through the cracks. And the black people trying to force their way through the cracks. They trying to break apart the cracks. And you know why? The problem is they're breaking apart the cracks and they're being seen because they're making too much noise. Because the white people go through something so silently and they wouldn't catch them till they 50 million, $100 million in debt. But now a black person going to $100,000, 50, I mean, you go steal $50 from a bank, they're going to roll you up of bank fraud. But you look to somebody that's in prison with you, just not saying, man, yeah, I got away with 100 and something million, huh? How the hell? What were you doing? Like, these are questions that we come to now, but then not understanding that we're both wrong. That we're both, instead of trying to fight against the system, we work to change the system. We work to improve the system. And you know what? You need Jesus for these things because that's the only system I see that works. You might say, oh man, only thing works is doing right by people and caring for other people so we all thrive. We all need to thrive. We shouldn't be worrying about Sally having a brand new car and I can't buy one till next year. We should be worrying about Sally. Tell me what you're doing so I can improve myself. But people don't look at that. People always look at the other person as, oh man, woo to woo. Oh, this person is so up, instead of going to that person, man, how did you get there? Now this person refused to teach you. Now that person is owning his own sin. Now physically, but to understand these things, man, we need to start helping each other. We need to start reaching out our God-doing hand. Because our hand is to be shooken. We didn't give a damn hand for nothing. It ain't just for work. It's for to help people. It's for to lean on the next person when you need them. And people don't see that. And if we leaned on everyone else, we were most likely to see because everyone is going to thrive for everyone else. Imagine how someone thrives for their household and we all thrive for our country. And we all thrive for our nation. And we all thrive, not for this nation, y'all, they're against us, but all thrive for our nation. All thrive together. I'm talking about the people. All thrive together. Like physically, man, if a country thrives together, man, imagine how many children don't have a PlayStation 5. Imagine if your whole country or whatever you say thrives together, how many children will have a PlayStation 5? How many children will have a plate to eat at night where you think they fully full and their parents have so much pride, instead of coming to you asking you to help them out, they would rather feed their children less. They would rather do all these things. I shame these people instead of coming reaching out their hand. Like physically understand that this is a time where we need each other. The government's against you. How are you going to keep on fighting in a system where the government's against you? Where you have no way to stand on? You heard me? And you might say, oh man, I'm going to do it myself. How the hell are you going to do it yourself? You going to make a lot of money? Oh, is that what you're going to do? What's going to happen when they come and change the currency? Now they only letting you get $250,000 out your account. Now they tracking every dollar that going in and out of your account. They know that every dollar that's coming to your account, we going to tax it 30 cents. So now you only got 60. Now what you going to do then? Are you going to wait till then to start screaming, hell no? Are you going to wait all the way till we get to the point where they got a chain around our neck and walking us like a damn dog? Man, it's so weird, man. Like, I don't understand these people, man. These people with these religions, these people with all this stuff they want to follow. My Lord say, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. We don't have time for all this other stuff. Man, look how many neighbors are not being loved. Look how many neighbors are not being loved. And I don't understand these people. I don't understand why. Why do people think that they can take more out of a situation, what they deserve out that situation? Why do people want to run the well dry? Why do people want to run the well dry? I do not understand that. Why wouldn't we want to share when there's enough water for all of us? Like, some stuff to me doesn't make sense. Oh man, shut up. I love people like you. Let me get my earphones because I'm coming for you right now, buddy.
Don't push your luck, kid. I know how it goes. You start by holding your hands. Then it's a trip up and down the bases, fingering the tush. Then you fire off a big home run, and before you know it, you got a kid on your hands who's gonna live his whole life in prison.
Yeah, spending my parents' tax dollars.
We were only holding hands.
I bet you smoke pot. Poor people love the pot.
No, I have asthma, thank you.
I bet you pleasure yourself.
Sometimes, what's that?
And what's this?
Pornography! Ew, amputee pornography!
That is a statue from the museum from the Renaissance. What are you talking about?
You fool. Museums are the worst. Subsidized dens of sin leading people astray. My father says we should stop subsidizing decadent culture and start supporting things that really matter.
Alrighty then. Now that I'm back, you guys, I had to get on my earphones because it sounded like someone told me to shut up. I just wanted to pray. I wanted to stop and pray for that brother that told me to shut up. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Father, do not allow us to lead ourselves into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, the glory. In Yeshua's name I pray, amen. Brother, I still love you. You heard me? Now, telling me to shut up. Why would you tell me to shut up? Answer me. Why would you tell me to shut up? Do you know me? Then mute. If you don't like me and you don't like my voice, mute me. How you like that? But now I'm gonna move on to my conversation. Now I'm on here this morning, you guys, and I'm talking about how to surrender yourself and how to actually gain more in life. Now, if you think you don't need, okay, now mute me then. What's your name? I got you. Because you about to miss out on something that could save your life. All right, I love you, babe. What's your name so I can mute you? If not, just cash app yourself some. Just log into my account. Oh, somebody already tried to kick me. That's so amazing. I love that, you guys. You heard me? That means I'm doing something right. You heard me? So if I come to someone for someone to understand me, right? And for to truly get understanding out of a conversation, you heard me? I have to be more than what I am. I can't have a mind of a peanut. See, that guy that told me to shut up, he got a mind of a peanut. He's not mature. He's still of a child nature. Like these other children that's in here yelling. I can truly understand a child saying what he's saying right now, but I cannot understand someone else saying it. Like people are still trying to kick me. So and I love this, you heard me? Because this is the session I need to be in right now. And trust me, my Lord is not gonna let you kick me. In the name of the Lord, I demand it now in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Watch me don't get kicked. But assumingly to understand this, to understand more than life and more than yourself of being more, you heard me? I am more. And the only way I can be more is more through my Christ. And you might say, how can you be more through your Christ? Because Christ is my head. He's the head of my life. And the head of my wife's life is me. So if I fall, my whole family falls. That's the way I look at it. So, and then I had to think about it different. My father gave me other people too. My father said, treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. So if I'm treating my neighbor as I treat myself, for one, I have to come to an understanding that to treat people better. Now, if I was treating myself, if I make sure myself eat, I make sure myself be have food, I make sure myself be, have all these things that I need. So as I come to understand that if I care for someone else as I care for myself, I got to make sure everyone else around me have all these things. That means they got to have somewhere to stay. They got to have electricity. They got to have water. They got to have all this. Now, this is when my problem come in, you guys. The way this world works is dealing with money, right? The way this world works is dealing with money. So if you like me and you come to one of these situations and come to one of these reactions in life, of one that help people abundantly, what I will tell you to do what I did and ask the Father to always have, to always give. So if you're one of these people that always have to always give, so if you have multiple money, multiple thousands of dollars coming in, and you can always be able to press out and give, I encourage you. Me personally encourage you to give. Why? Because imagine this. If you, Heavenly Father, forgive me. If you take the Lord out of it and you help someone, right? How more likely would that person be to help you if he see you down? Now you think about this. You think about this real hard. Like if someone is hurting, right? And this person is a good person. Like he makes money, but he just down right now. Or you don't know this person, and this person gives you this expression that he's gonna be better one day, and he's gonna be able to pay you. And you don't know how. He said he don't know how he's gonna pay you, but he's gonna be able to pay you, right? So coming into a low income era. Like a low income era, right? Look how easy it is to make money. How many people in your neighborhood is low income? You might think about this, right? So if you have a multiple people, like you might say that people don't live check to check, I can count out, man, we got the statistics that people live check to check. You heard me? People don't make enough to even cover their bills. So the things that has to happen is the world needs to go ahead. Every mankind, how they keep raising the price up and trying to get us to do more. For us to actually do more, they have to give more. And the only way they can give more is eliminating money. Everybody's searching for this money, man. Money. We need to eliminate money. We need to put people in situations and things where they can gain. And if you cannot gain from situations, you make no sense in that situation. Now I'm telling you, if you walk with my Lord, every situation you walk in, you gain. I promise you, I'm a living testimony. Everywhere I go, people just start to prosper. I be like, man, is it good? All the time. But to understand this, and from my point of view, from my understanding, right, from my seat, where I have seen from the time I've been alive, I've seen America is an enemy of the people. America is the enemy of the people. The laws of America is the enemy of the people. The community is the enemy of the people. You know why the community is the enemy of the people? Because everyone is fighting for themselves. And you know what? People don't even want to fight for themselves. How many people don't even realize they're fighting for themselves? Because you're fighting for your own bills. You're fighting for your own car note. You're fighting for all of these things, right? That they're listing. They're fighting for all of these things. And you think about it, by me having to get insurance on my house, my car, all this, and if I stop paying my mortgage, or weird, right? They're gonna take, excuse me, y'all, they're gonna take it from you. And it's so weird that you could be your grandmother, ask your auntie or your mama, or somebody that's old. Ask someone that's like 70 years old, and they will tell you conventionally that if I stop paying my mortgage, stop paying these people's taxes, they're gonna find me until I go to prison. Now, some people know how to skip through these things. Some people told me, man, they changed their name of their business, and they do all these things, but you're still manipulating. Huh? That's not a rule that you can do. That's a rule that you can manipulate and get over. We do not want rules we have to manipulate. We don't want rules we have to get over on. We don't want rules that we have to find something in it to try to break the rule apart. But if the rule was presented in righteousness and right and just, then we will follow the rules with no problem. The rules of the road make sense. Stop at a red light. Don't go when other cars there. That makes sense. Paying taxes to America that controls a whole thing that can pour concrete themselves. They can put doctors on their salary. Intentionally is that this is not fair. Like some stuff is not fair. They should not have no independable companies. Because people do not know how. They only thinking of self-gain. That's why I say that they shouldn't have no individual companies. I felt that the government should oversee every company, every dollar made, and every cent gathered. You know why? Because your people are jacking people. You are buying stuff for 3 cents and selling it for 25. You're buying stuff for, man, it's killing me, for 3 cents and selling it for 27 damn dollars. You people are starting generational wealth problems. You people are starting there, and then it's the point you're only following the people that you see do this. That's ignorance, man. How many times if you have to see something to know that is wrong and not do it? Like, do you not feel bad going by a defectable product and selling it for more than what it's worth? Who doesn't feel bad about these things? These things make no sense. You're hurting people. You're stabbing people. And the people, and it kills me, because the people, every time you did that and it hit them in their heart, man, the people be trying to kill you right now. If every time you hurt them physically and they seen that, if they added up everything that happened to them in that year, and they seen from, if you would have not have your product out here and I had to buy your tissue paper or your stuff that's overpriced, that's overpriced, glory be to the Lord, that's overpriced.
You know this stuff angers me. I'm slow to anger. I read my word. I am slow to anger, man. But 30 years, I think I've been very goddamn slow to anger. I am very displeased with all of my brothers, my sister, man. Like, really, are we not going to change? We're following, and I hate to say the white man, because I don't think the white man is the only one that produces things like this. So I don't like to exclude. But you know that y'all are following their ways and their products and their things. Like, if I was gonna start a business, I would look into a business where I don't have to do nothing where the world does. You might say, why? That means I'm gonna lose, I'm a gain. But who has enough to survive and is okay? Now, after I get enough to survive, right? I get enough to survive. Now I'm worrying about the next person surviving, not just thriving of being able to go through the season. I want you to thrive through the whole 365 days and beyond. You probably say, how you do this? How you do this? By gathering each other. I promise you, you're not the only one that does this. If you think that's a problem, if you have a St. Vincent de Paul in your city, if you have a homeless shelter in your city, you go to these people and you say, how many people are willing? And watch how many people you gather. How many people are willing not to live like this? How many people are willing to do better? How many people are willing to have generational better? Now, this erasing the government, you guys. This erasing the government. This taking it on yourself to care for your community. And I promise you, man, you thought that y'all start this company, right? And you have to go on to something else. So you leave someone else ahead of that company. And you fall off trying to build this other place. How more likely is those people that made that money with you is going to help you? They're going to be like, oh, man, you need help. We're going to get this thing thriving. We going with you. Nah, that's a real brother, though. That's a real dog. And you trying to say they don't have people like that? Man, we do it for less. Man, you go, man, you jack my person on that corner of his cocaine and drugs. I'm coming behind you. Man, we going to get their whole hood. We going to kill their whole family. Come on, man. When are we going to do this for the right reasons? When are we going to say, we're going to save this whole family? We going to do everything we can. We going to blister our hands for these people. Just because they didn't come out your bloodline, didn't come out your sperm set, is those people not more cherishable than you? You might say, how? Because if you leave this world today, multiple people will be here without you, right? Can you hear that? Multiple people will be here without you. Multiple people. And you might say, oh man, that doesn't matter. Or I can survive and I could thrive on my own. Who's thriving on their own? Man, I don't know nobody that made it by themselves, man. Boy, you need to turn around and look. Somebody taught you something, nigga. You didn't learn 2 + 2 on yourself. You didn't learn that I meant I by yourself. You didn't learn how to draw that by yourself. Like someone put you there and someone taught them. Then someone taught them. So it's a generational thing. But I'm telling you to start a generational thing where you're helping people, where people don't have to starve, where people always gonna have. You trying to say we can't start that? Man, they take taxes out of our check, you guys, for ignorant things. If a million people give up $3 out their goddamn check, that's $3 million, man. That can probably feed and home, man. And then we'll take it a step further. We'll build an apartment complex with 350,000 units. Where no one pays rent. Come on, man. I see this for us. I see this for us from us just starting so small. It's just 1, 2, 3 people, man. Us having a whole complex where no one paying rent. Man, we all eating at the middle of the complex at a big old table. You heard me, man? I see it, man. Who say that we got to leave each other and split up? Who's saying that we got to go our own way? When we make more of a profit together. We make more of a profit together. Why are we spreading out? When we can make so much money together, why do people that go to school for 4 and 5 years together, 12 or 8 years together, splitting up? Why, parents, are you driving these people apart from each other when you should be unifying these people? You should be unifying these people. You should be bringing these people together. People of love, people of caring, people that's going to spread this in a way where you never seen it. There's people out here that want this, that's scared because the next person is going to cheat them. You got to show these people honesty, truthfulness. They got to know where you come from. If you stand in my Lord and do something against them, they know that the Lord going to get you. That's why I don't stand here and rep on myself. I rep on the Lord, because the Lord gets me out here. Man, y'all know I wish I'd be on here playing GTA with y'all, probably, doing a mission or something. Man, or on one of the other 100 games I got on here, man. Come on, I got a PlayStation 5, man. I got a brand new car outside, man. I got all this stuff. Glory be to the Lord. But none of this stuff is meaningless. When you see that everything is meaningless, when you walk outside and see someone else, child hungry, child that don't have a damn scooter, man, they don't make you feel bad that your child is the only one in that damn neighborhood riding on a scooter. Man, we used to take turns, man. Like when I was young, man, I don't know how this generation is, man. We used to take turns, man, and we found excitement in it. But I'm telling you, man, that was then, man. This is now, man. I know y'all people in the 90s and the 80s, man, that y'all seen that struggle in, man. Like, we have the power to change, and we have the mind frame to change. Like physically, man, like to really change things, man. We got the power to really make moves, and no one is moving. Man, I'm praying that the other generation don't get into all this wickedness and stupidness and thinking, like when I used to talk trash and talk junk, I knew better. That's the whole way. I knew better. I knew how to talk. I knew how to do these things. But I'm so scared that the next generation is not going to think that this is all it is, that we don't know how to change. We don't know how to walk into a situation as that situation requires. Man, you ever saw a black person, excuse me, black people, you ever saw a black person change their whole dilemma to get a job? Go in there with their little suit buttoned up, with their little suspenders on, they be looking fool, tight too. But you ever seen one of them, like, man, black people show me how much they can change their whole expression. They can turn from a comedian to a person with a suit to a businessman. Like, they can really master it. White people can do it too. Y'all just don't see it. You hear me? They doing it on movies and all that. Y'all missing it. But to understand that these people, but we're still learning from them. And they don't know how much these people have got. Yes, we was in slavery. Yes, we was a slave, man. At one point in time, my dude, if you didn't have enough money, you was a slave. And y'all looking at slave as being wrong. Yeah, these people took it to a whole nother level of beating people and doing all these things. But slave is just a way. Man, listen to me when I say slavery. Slavery is just when you're working for under wages. When you're giving out more than you're receiving, that's slavery. Do you understand that? When you go to a job and they're paying you $7.25 at McDonald's and they tell you that you got to work the grill, the window, and that's overcharging you. When you go into an establishment, you should have one job for one product because that's what they hired you for. Unless they hired you for multiple. They cannot hire you to work in the kitchen. They can hire you to work on a product. They're overworking you. Your time is more precious than your skills. I'm going to say it again. Your time is more precious than your skills. School systems. Your time is more precious than your skills. Only thing you have to learn in school is reading, writing, and math. Other than that, you can build anything on from that. You can build an electrician. You can build a doctor. You can build anything on reading, writing, and math. Now, who can tell me I'm wrong? Who can tell me I'm wrong? In my life, tell me I'm wrong. Anyone, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong, that you can build anything off of reading, writing, and math. So why are you going to school for anything else? For to teach me how to talk? Teach me how to slinger? Trust me, I ain't never been to a school to understand that, and I can probably revert to any one language. Or convert to anyone's language. Well, turn of voice, a turn of action. I can go into a situation with a bunch of people partying and go into that situation as being a partier. I can go into a church and being that person in that church. I can go into any situation and go into that situation as being presented as that way in that situation. Not saying that's what I'm going to do, you guys, because if y'all are going in a situation and y'all talking about praise Satan, I'm getting the hell up out of there. Or y'all in there talking about sacrificing food to a different animal, I'm getting up out of there. If you telling me that, and you know what made me wonder, y'all? I pray over all my meat and all my stuff, y'all. You heard me? I pray over all my stuff. You know, wonder why? Because I don't know what these people are strangling. Like, you know, it's ways in the Bible they speak of you supposed to get your meat and, you know, have your meat. And how to take the blood out your meat and all this. I don't think that part is fully said in the Bible, but they fully said that you don't supposed to drink blood. You don't supposed to eat unleavened bread. Now, what is unleavened bread? Unleavened bread is dead cell, is dead flesh, is dead. Now, you probably ask, what is dead, right? What makes something dead? If you know anything about whoever cut off a lizard's tail, if you one of them people that ever cut off a lizard's tail, you know that when something is cut off from the body, it don't die right then and there. The cells in it and everything does not die right then and there. But after a presented due time, it does disintegrate or it does die. Right? After a certain amount of time, blood dies. So by you holding this, we don't know how long they hold this meat into this body, this thing they're killing. We don't know how long they're separating into it. We don't know what chemicals they're pumping into. Really, I know, but I'm just telling you. You don't know what type of chemicals they're pumping into this. You don't know what type of. It's nothing you can pump into blood to keep it alive, unless you refrigerate it. And I don't think it can last that long like that. That's why they take. If you wonder why they take your plasma. If you wonder why they take your, I was too ideal too long. If you wonder why they take your plasma, I didn't get kicked though, so glory be to the Lord. But if you have to worry about your plasma, right, and the way your plasma is given out, it gives out in a term of understanding. Like, and no one wants to talk about this because, and I understand why so many people don't want to talk about this. I understand why so many people don't want to talk about this because it hurts them to understand how long they've been walking this walk. And at first, you guys, I had to deny myself because when I was looking at these products and this food that they're feeding, that the government is providing, and that the Walmarts are providing, that Kmart's are providing, that all this frozen food they're providing, all this stuff they're providing for us, is physically not helping us in a way for us to thrive, for us to get smarter, for us to get better. Now, we are 150 million people in America. We have the power today, not tomorrow, today to change America's laws. Because if we go to America, tell America this is not what we want, or what you're going to do? You're going to kill us all, or you're going to give us what we want. This is the facts, man. We are tired of the government trying to manipulate us into thinking we need them. And see, if they knew that, if they came us with telling us, man, look, I have a better way for us to live, housing, electricity, and all this, man, yes, we would, but should not have to work. These are God-given things. Water, electricity, man, all this is God-given. Fruit, vegetables, things grow out the ground. These are God-given. You cannot take nothing from us that's God-given. You cannot take the ground from us that's God-given. It's no one owns anything. It's God given. And when people really feel that and really hear that they don't own nothing, that they don't even own their damn children. You don't even own your children. I tell people this all the time. Do you think you are a father or do you think you're fathering? See, people get that misconstrued when they think they're a father. See, a father, that's past tense. That means you already did it. But fathering, that means you're in a situation where you're guiding someone, where you're teaching someone. But no one sees that. No one sees that father and fathering is two different words. They get it confused because it sounds so much alike. We only have one Father who allows us to father. We only, and you know what? And that's the only person that we're supposed to be leading is our family. Everybody else, we supposed to learn from the Lord to teach. Because then it's not our teaching. That what makes it better because it's not of us. It's of someone else. It's of better. You know, and people come to block me. They come and do all type of stuff in my lives now. I mean, in their lives. I go into other people's lives and do the same thing. I go to tell people the truth. And you know what? They blocks me. They turn me down. They turn their cheek to me, right? But in the word says if someone offers you their right cheek, offer them the right cheek, or the left cheek, offer them the right cheek also. So that's what they should be doing, offer me their left cheek so they can understand what I'm saying. Because if you're not willing to stand on the ice, how you going to know if the ice going to break? If you're not willing to go out onto that cliff How do you know that cliff don't have a spot right under where you can get down? Yeah, I'm telling you to have faith on your walk. And when you get there, my Lord gonna show up. But I'm telling you on your walk there, have faith that when you get there, he gonna be there at the end. And I had to think about this, y'all, cause man, I promise you, man, when I start looking at how much the world was against me as a person, then I looked at that it's not just against me, it's at us as a body. It's all us it's coming at. It's trying to shoot us with so many goddamn arrows. You heard me that people can't, man, I promise you, people do not see it. But, you know, I didn't see it at first either. So I don't blame none of that. My father said I had to wait till the thing get out of my eye for me to help my brothers and my sisters and my cousins and my uncles and my, you know. But whoever does the will of my father is my brother, is my uncle, is my sister. And I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to come into the fold because my Lord feels the same way. If you're not doing his work, you're not no fold of him. You're nothing of him. Not that he don't love you, but who gonna start a business? This is what hurt me. Who starts a business, right? A farm. Who has a farm and not get their children to work in the farm? Who starts a farm and don't allow their children to work in the farm, to learn the task, learn the skill, learn the thing? That's what we're doing. We're out here we're farmers. We are physically out here trying to do what we supposed to do as we are. Because, and if you're not willing to take this step now, you don't have to be all the way Christian with it. Man, pray to my Father, fast and pray to my Father that I'm going to start here. I want you to know this is where I'm starting. And I don't know how it go. I don't know how it go. I don't know what to do. This is what you tell him. I don't know how it go. I can't understand the Bible. I can't understand these people, Lord. And you tell him that I don't understand and I am not going to be consequent. And I know you are a justifier, Lord. You are a promise, Lord. You are someone that keeps your word. So assuming if you're this person that keeps your word, you let him know that I am willing. I am willing to walk across the seas. I am willing to walk across fire. I am willing to go across nations to know you. See, that's what people learn. Like if I keep fighting, like I love you people, man. I love you as I love myself, but I love my Father more. And see, when you maybe people don't know that love, but for one, think of sacrifice. And if you think about sacrifice, who would get their child and send them outside and they got 3 people being hung? Now listen, 3 people being hung outside. Who would send their son outside? They said they only need 1 boy to come out there and die for these 3 people. Who gonna send their son out there to die for them 3 people? Now knowing these people are murderers, killers, and thieves, and all, who gonna send their child out there? Who gonna send their child out there? No one. So assumingly, Jesus did this through true sacrifice. That the Father sent his only begotten son to die for things he did not do. Like that's love, y'all. That's sacrifice, love. So that mean me, I gotta go to work for you. I gotta go to work for you. I gotta clean for you. I gotta wipe up when you throw up. I gotta do all these things because my Lord would be grabbing my hair if I was over the toilet throwing up. I'm telling you that in life, we throw up all the time. And the Father's right there to clean it up. He's right there every time to clean it up. And I'm a living witness, man. He done cleaned up so much of my goddamn throw up that he should be tired of using that. We need a new mouth. You know, and this is facts, man. Like, I keep trying. You heard me to make it somewhere, right? And until I physically seen that every ladder I went up, because I went everywhere with the Lord. See, y'all probably going by yourself. Y'all probably know everywhere y'all do, y'all probably don't say glory to the Lord, praise the Lord. You know, I was out here doing wrong, right? And I was still praising my Lord. But my Lord was like, I can't walk with that. Like you with me, but you ain't with me. You with the world. Everything you do, you say you do it for my justification, but really you're gaining the world. You're not gaining me. Like the closer you go to the world, you guys, the closer you get away from God. Now you might say that like deflects loving your neighbor as you love yourself. No, you're supposed to recruit your neighbor. If you go to your neighbor and you be like, neighbor, do you love Jesus? And your neighbor be like, yes, I love Jesus. And I be like, neighbor, do you accept Jesus as your Lord? And you're like, yeah, sir, I'll accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And I'd be like, do you love him with all your heart and all your soul? He'd be like, yes, I love him with all my heart and all my soul. And I really care. But then I come back to understanding, right? I come back to understanding that, is that it? Is that it? Not accepted the Lord as my Lord and Savior. I have stepped out on faith that this invisible Lord has come in a physical body to save my life. That I am that important. Oh yeah, I'm bold. I am that important that he left the 99 in heaven to come save me on earth. Yeah, I believe in this. This is what my belief in. This is my belief. This is my life. This is something that I'm willing to pick up and carry my cross to wherever Jesus died at. This is facts. And if you're not willing to take that step, see, that's what people don't understand. I hear a lot of people talking about, yeah, we preach the word. Yeah, y'all teachers. Y'all keep on being tellers. You hear me? And I'm going to be a doer. You know, cause like he said, pick up your cross and follow me. He didn't say pick up your cross and speak about me. I'm gonna say it again. He didn't say pick up your cross and speak about me. He said pick up your cross and follow me. My yoke is easy. He said, don't worry about the person that can kill the body. Worry about the person that can kill the body and the soul in hellfire. Come on, man. Are you serious? Are you worrying about somebody that can kill? How many people get a scratch every day and they heal? Now imagine something that can't heal. Imagine something that's going to actually have you in tormentation for all eternity because you chose to be distant away from God. Even if you don't get the fire temptation, man, I promise you, the furthest thing you could be is away from God is the worst thing you could ever have in life. But no one sees it. No one sees that this is the fight. I'm about to be going to another session in a minute. Look, I got 13 more minutes. So let me hurry up and get this out. In life, we come to understanding that this is the only way. I come to understanding that this is the only way. But do people understand that that's the only way, that all these other things that y'all have attached? Now, I'm not coming to say that the law is not important. But I don't see a law telling me to cut my hair benefits me. I don't see a law telling me to do this a certain way, like something physically talking about on my dressing me. Not with the Holy Spirit, but dressing me, right? You heard me? That's gonna give me a temptation of eternal damnation. No, I'm not hearing that. Why? Because Jesus died. Yes, these Moses law was powerful, man. Like I told people, if you're a fully Muslim or a fully person that follows this religion, I kudos to you. I just say that I know that I can't walk that walk. And if you cannot walk something fully, man, I'm letting y'all know now. If you cannot walk something fully, you should not be in that race. Now, I'm telling you that Jesus on this side, and he going to walk us all the way there. But on this side, if you taking Moses' law and thinking you about to walk all the way to the gate and not do what the hell what Moses couldn't even do, but walk through that whole wall, come on, man. No. Nowhere in the world. Now I'm talking about after repentance. You repent and you try to walk that way. It was too much around you. And that's what I say about America. It's too much around us for us to be able to physically serve our Father in the way he should be served. Now, this is my truth, you guys. This is my truth. That we are Israel. That we are Israel. And whoever is ahead of us right now is the king. Where's the Egyptian king or whatever they was back in the day. And I'm telling you that my Lord is going to come and free his people. Now, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. And this is the only thing. If you think that you're going to survive and live on this earth and think you're going to do wrong and follow Moses' law that you can't follow, and physically, you show me the person that's following Moses' law, man. You show me the person. You show me a person. Only person I know that walked on this earth that fully followed the law. People told me, I heard something earlier, y'all. This is so funny to me. I heard something earlier that they was said that Jesus went to schools and all this and learned what he learned. Now, Jesus said it himself, I came to fulfill. So I came to fulfill the prophets. I came to fulfill all this stuff. I came in to walk in a way that you say you couldn't walk. Now understand this. He is the Lord, though. He is the Lord became flesh. So if anyone can do it, you know who can. So as he came down in the flesh and he came down and did these things, as the Holy Spirit. Oh, glory be to the Lord. The Spirit of the Son was in him, of the Holy Spirit. So as he expresses himself in this in the Tesla, like my fault, y'all. Like, to understand these things, I had to come to understand of oneself, to pushing myself to limits to understand more. And the only way I push myself to understand more is by turning to my Lord. And you probably say, what do I understand that you don't understand? Well, if you understand everything I understand and you're not doing what I'm doing or doing nothing about it, I can honestly say that you're scary. Most black people say they're not scary, but I promise you they're not doing what I'm doing. Now, y'all have a dilemma of realness. Do you know what real is? What makes someone real? Well, back in the day when we used to do stuff, what made us real when we standed by whatever we were standing for. Like if I stood by this block and I was gonna be the only one on this block, anybody walked on my block, it was gonna be a problem. So if I'm willing to do that about a block, right? How much willing would I have to be to do this about my Lord? Yeah, buddy. I'm doing this about my Lord. I'm going full throttle. So as me going full throttle in this, I'm going straight into it. You heard me? I'm trying to see, like, if I'm the only one that's real, if I'm the only one willing to stand on something. Like, y'all stand on money. That what kills me. You stand on money with someone else made to try to use for a currency to try to buy things. Ain't that weird? That we were so against their way of life. You heard me? All these ways of life. We was slaved and all this stuff. But as soon as we get out of slavery, we go apply for their jobs. We go apply for their community. We go apply for their life. We go apply for all of their technology. We go apply for all of their, even though it's our technology, but we go apply for all of theirs. Why do we do this? Why do when you finally get from under something, you go ahead and walk into under something else? All right, I'm through with this relationship. That was a toxic relationship. Now I'm gonna go move into this relationship. Now, buddy, if you couldn't handle yourself in that damn relationship, nowhere likely you're gonna handle yourself in this one. Because sometimes you got to look at it, brother. Is it them or is it me? And every time I walk in a situation, I done went in 3 different relationships and I done filled out all 3 of these relationships with 3 different women, with 3 different personalities, with 3 different attributes. So why am I falling in there and they still good? Oh man, it must be something I'm doing wrong. Yeah, you going into that situation, not going there with a godly mind frame for one. When I start doing that, you guys, when I start looking at women stuff just for sex, like, I went a long way. You heard me? When I saw that women was more than that little triangle in between their legs, or more than their breasts, or more than their booty. I'm sorry how I say that, but you know, more than that. When you physically see that a woman is more than that, that a woman is like, if you was like on a game, you know how you a football player or a basketball player on a game and you got 99. Now imagine if you was like, I'm gonna give y'all men a little bit more than what y'all deserve, like 75, and the woman was 45. You know, and that would equal out to 99. People don't understand that women adds on to us. Women are not supposed to just be sitting in the house and doing all that. But if that's what your woman, if that's what you need as a man, like if you're a man not like me, if you're a man that brings home a lot of money, right? You're a foreman, you're something like this. Yeah, your wife should be, you know, contained in the house, but her job is same as important as your job. Even though her job don't give out money, her job give out wellness, it give out food, it give out things that make you thrive to go to work. So if men stop looking at the life as a reflection in a mirror of who's doing the most, me and my wife get into it all the time over it. Like like she actually go fill out for applications to make more money than me. You heard me? She be on something, nigga, I'm making more than you. You heard me? But you know what? At first I used to be fighting with her. Y'all used to be in a ring with her. Ding, ding, ding. Who's gonna make the most today? You know, but now I'm like, you know what? You go run that by yourself, and I'm gonna go run to Jesus, and I'm gonna go tell these people about Jesus, and we gonna see at the end of the day who gonna have the most riches. Somebody was telling me the other day, I got more money than you. I said, yeah, you might got more paper than me, but you ain't richer than me. Because if you was richer than me, you'll be screaming hallelujah. You'll be screaming praise the Lord, because you will see the real riches, and that's the that resides in heaven. You heard me? See, I don't look for riches on earth no more. I look for riches in heaven. I look for riches of eternal. I look for riches that's multiplies, riches that began riches. That the riches wouldn't be here unless the person that thought of the riches to be here. I've never been a jewel person. I never been a person that like diamonds. I never been a person that like gold or any of these things. Me personally, I haven't liked it. You heard me? Like, do I like a car? Yes, I like a car only for the purpose of moving to one place to the next place faster than what it choose to. Now, having a car that worked $100 and something thousand, $500,000 because I can say I have this, no, that makes no sense. Man, that can feed a whole village. That can light up a whole village. No, man. Ain't nowhere in the world you should be paying for that much on a car. I promise you, if I was president, man, all them people, it's either you're going to take all this out of my country or you're not going to do this in my country. Because the first thing that come out, you got to make sure everybody got a car before you try to just push other cars on people. Why would I say that? Because everyone should have a way of driving around. Everyone should have a place of staying. Why everyone should have a house. They should really start building houses for how many people that lives in their state. Like physically. They should physically start building houses for everyone that live in their state. Now you might say they're trying to do this. No, they're not trying to do this. They're trying to make 10, 15 minute towns where you can only go to work and go back home. No, we're not doing that. What I'm telling you is that we can have a place where we call home on earth, where we can go there where we don't have to worry about this place being taken away from us. That if we fall off for 10 years, that we'll have a place to go to. We might not have a big house. We might not have a big TV. We might not have one of these things. But what do we have? We have more than what we need. Like, when do people think they're satisfied? See, people think they need more than what they have. You hear me? First, you look at all the national things that you need for a month. Some people need refrigerators for to store their food. Some people need a stove to cook their food on. Some people need water, electricity. They need these things. What if I told you that America should add these things to you just for being an American? What if I tell you that other people that come to this state in their age, they get perfect credit? What if I told you in certain states that this is what they're doing, people? Now, if you real like me, at first I thought I was a gangster, you guys. Nah, that's a joke for another day. I thought I was a gangster. I thought I was the realest person that ever walked the earth. My dude, if someone stepped on my shoe, man, that person was getting beat. If this person wronged me and jacking me on a deal, he was getting shot. Now, if this person was doing me too much wrong, he probably was going to turn up missing. Now, imagine being a person like that. Just imagine it. Even if you're not all the way there, imagine being a person like this, right? And imagine trying to exceed, right? Trying to get more. And that's all I thought about. Making more money. And then I looked at the money I was making. I said, I got all this money. I probably got a bed full of paper, right? Full of paper. Hear what I said. Full of paper. Now I think about all the things this money can buy me. If you put all this money on the table, I want you to think about all the things the money could buy you. It could buy you new houses. It could buy you new cars. It could even buy you people, because people buy slaves, right? It can even buy you people. But can it buy you real happiness, real anointingness, real prosperness? And what I mean by prosper, money don't prosper you. Money just adds on to physical things that you have. You might say, what is the physical things that I have? Your house, your car, and all these things. Now, if you put all those things to the side and only put the things in your life that you need to survive. First, you get everything you need to survive. Like what should be water, electricity, a place to stay. You heard me, where to thrive at, right? Now, if the government provided these things to you, right? Physically provided you things. If the government, the people that y'all vote for, before y'all go vote for them, y'all all go gather up and say, if you're not going to do these things, you can't become our thing. And if you do not do these things in a limit of time, we're going to throw you out your office. Now, do you agree to that before we vote for you? Now, when are we gonna call these people out on their promises that they promising us for years? When are we gonna call out on these presidents that saying they're gonna do stuff when they get in office and don't do it? Nah, my dude. If I tell my child I'm gonna get him something on this date, you know how many times my child gonna aggravate me until I say, okay, I'm just gonna do it? I'm telling you to keep knocking on that brother's door, keep knocking on that big brother's door until that big brother be like, hey, I'll give you what you want and you get away from me, or you heard me, that brother go ahead and tell you don't come back to his house. But I'd rather you tell me not to come back to your house than leave me knocking at your damn door. That's me, and that's just facts. So if I'm the person that's gonna stand outside, right, and I'm looking in on the situation, and see, that's how God is so perfect, because it sees everything. It see the beginning of the train track and it see the end of the train track. So that's why I go to my Lord for all my things and things I need. Like even situations I go through, I'm going to call on the name of the Lord because it sees over the situation. But and assuming some people don't understand that. So they're going to try to do it early. And if you got to do it early, I'm going to pray for the Lord still be with you. And while you walk. But while you walking, I want you to see these things. I want you to see how the government is attacking us. And for one, the government is not here to help you. The government is to keep you in a place of slavery mind frame. Now, this don't just go out to black people. This goes out to the whole Crayola. This goes out to every color in the goddamn rainbow. Because I can go pick out any color and I can show you a majority of your race that's homeless. I can go show you a majority of your race don't have this. I can go show you a majority of your race are living on the street. I can show you a majority of your race is not thriving. Now, that's anything in the Crayola, where I can show you that everyone in the Crayola have some type of government or some type of authority that's ruling over them, and they're ruling over them unjust. Now, if you want to give me laws to follow, if you tell me I can't go out here and sell all this stuff on this thing and make money and support my family, you have to give me a way. You have to give me a way better than the way I'm thinking to go rob and steal. You got to give me a way better than that. Because if you're only giving me, if someone put you in a box, let me say it like this. If someone put you in a box and they only put the things in a box where that's reachable to you, that's in this box, right? And you're in this box. The only thing you can use is what's in this box. Until you come out of this box and see everything that's outside of this box for you to use, you ain't going to be able to use it. Some people don't understand that. So let me break it down a little bit more for you. When stuff in life happen, like your bills and all this stuff go on, and you have trouble and all this stuff, and the government just not made you pay what me this year, 19 bands in taxes. Now that probably could pay my rent for half of the year. Now imagine that. More likely, would have more likely helped me, or is it more likely helping the government do whatever they're doing? The people that's printing money. You trying to tell me the people that's printing money need money? No. Be more consciousness to your situation. That the people that print money need money. What if I told you that after you get so rich, money don't even matter? After you get so much of this invisible paper, it don't even matter anymore. Because you're going to already have all the things you need and all the products you need to produce. Because your money, after you get a certain amount of money, your product become your money. Yeah, man. If you have a good enough product, your product is your money. Because as long as you got that product and you got people that's needing that product, you always going to have money. So look what I tell you to do. I tell you to go get 100 low income people living rent to rent, and you tell them, look, in a year time and 365 days, if you set up a plan with me today on this tissue journey, we're gonna all give money into one situation to have one outcome. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna give money to one situation to give one outcome. But you need trustworthy people. You can't have these people that's jacking people, because these people gonna turn on you and you're gonna wind up missing. Because these people are already hurting, they're already at the bottom. If you're trying to bring them further to the bottom, something is wrong with you. And you don't need to step on people to get up. That's all y'all can get up. Like I physically see how multiple people can get up and no one wants to get up. And the only way we can get up together if we join together to get up. I see so many people selling crack and cocaine by themselves. I done been in so many crack and cocaine spots that everyone is not buying one big majority of cocaine or crack, and they're all selling out that one majority or splitting it up between each other. Man, y'all just don't know how much y'all could actually gain by working together. Do not do the thing about the cocaine, you guys. That's a bad development for our community. But I'm just telling you that it's a way to make things come together. Man, you go buy, imagine how much tissue paper costs, right? If you buy it in bulk. Now you go buy this tissue paper in bulk and you start a tissue paper business where that's all you serve with tissue paper. Now by you buying this in a bulk, right? And you're selling it, the tissue normally probably go $5 or something, or $10 for a roll. Now you go look at all these people prices and you go cut your price in half to all those prices. As long as you're making a decent amount, and you don't understand the product you're pushing out, the people still pushing their money every week. I mean, every week they get paid, they're pushing their money. Y'all still pushing out product. Y'all gonna be able to start a whole nother person. See, you don't start that. Y'all people stay with the tissue. Then you go get a whole nother group of people that's giving to the same pot. Now listen, y'all all giving to the same pot. Now you go get these next group of people. Now these group of people, you don't go after tissue. You go after a whole nother product. You go after a meat product, right? So now you need to go get a lot of lambs. Now we're going to upgrade this. We need to go get a lot of lambs. No, so now we're going to be we're going to only sell lamb pork. We're going to sell lamb chops. So now we're going to gather lambs. Now we just start a product. We just got a product that can multiply itself. Think about that. Now we got lambs that can multiply themselves. Now everybody's selling lamb chops for this amount of money, So only thing we need to beat these other people out is a breeder that can breed these animals. Like Daniel in the Bible, I think it was. Daniel that with Jabal. I get confused sometimes. Confuse me, y'all. Forgive me, y'all. But the person was in the Bible taking care of the sheep. And every time, let me tell you, it's a funny story. Every time the king or the person that was over him said that, he said that if the sheep come out with a different color or it come out like, limp or something like that, he can have those sheep, right? Now imagine how much God worked that every sheep that the person sheep had, he only had sheep that was different colors. And then he said, you know what? All right, you can't have the sheep that's that stripe no more. You can only have the sheep that's triple stripe. Now the next braid of sheep only came out with triple stripes. You hear me? Now look, man, that's how amazing that was. Now you gotta understand that's how amazing God is. That's why I tell y'all, have the Lord with you, because it don't matter what situation you go into, he will make that rock become the cornerstone as quickly as that day come. If a business is over robbing you and going there, and you tell these people that they're robbing you and they're doing you wrong, and you're gonna call on the name of the Lord and they don't listen, oh man. I promise you this is how I fight now, y'all. When I go in a situation, with so much boldness of my Lord that I promise you, I shake the ground that I walk on. Man, you might not believe me, man. I physically go in a situation but they're going to kill me, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. Man, that's me picking up my cross, though, y'all. But I dream for the next life. I don't dream for this life. I dream for my new body. I dream for my new anointing. I dream for my new money of above, man. I can't desire it on this world because this world is lost. And I'm trying to get as many people to do people right. You know what I mean? Why we here, man? And I was one of the people that I was always willing to give people, y'all. That's why the Lord had me in his fold right now. I never dropped down to worship another God. I never did none of these things. Like physically, never. I never did it. I only had one God my whole life. I only worshiped one person my whole life. Now, some people come to, like, if somebody came to you today and said, look, man, if you worship this can, you can get all this stuff. That's what some people doing, man. Like, you might not know what goes on behind closed doors, man. But I promise you, man, after you walk that walk and see what's behind that closed door, man, you're going to be, you're going to run back through the door. But sometime when you come back, the door going to be locked. I got to smoke a cigarette, y'all. My nerves getting excited. I'm getting excited. Y'all just don't know how happy I am to talk about stuff like this. to be able to see life from another angle. And and trust me, y'all, if I didn't believe in my Lord, y'all, ain't none of this would make sense. After you see how much the world is against you, man, I promise you, if you anyone real like me or any type of gangster reside in you, you gonna want to grab your pistol right then and there. You gonna go grab your chopper. You gonna go grab your little, you ever saw Rambo with all the bullets around him? You gonna grab your rainbow bullet thing. You gonna grab your vest. You gonna grab a bodysuit, and you going to war. Because if anybody would do this to you, if anybody come to your house right now, if you're a real one, and somebody shoot up your house, ain't you going back and shoot up their house? Right? You going back and shoot up their house. So if somebody do you wrong, you want them to have that same type of wrongness or worse. Like, right? But I'm telling you, man, to give that up. Just stop trying to do people wrong. Let the Father handle your battles. Because you don't know what he got for that person. And that's why mostly I don't jump down people's throat no more. Because if I take out this person that's in front of me, right, and God had a plan for this person, well, I'm as bad as this person by not letting him do the Lord's work. Because my Father can change anybody. He can change you after you done murder 1,000 people, after you done rape 10,000 people, after you done did all of this. He can still call your name. And you might say, oh man, I'm gonna go do all that and then repent. Nah, man, I don't think that's gonna save you. Because that's reverse psychology. And you're reverse psychology in your damn self because you reverse psychology yourself to hell. You heard me? So if you, by you knowing of these things, like if you physically think what you're doing is not wrong, think about it. Like physically, man, it says assess yourself, test yourself, man. Be like, man, look at this. If I was this person buying this product for 3 cents, would I be more probable to sell it for $9 instead of 20-something dollars? Knowing I got to pay shipping and handling and all that, add all that in there, and you're so scared of just making a $2 profit, right? You're making a $2 profit, right? But over time, buddies, over time, you can get through anything. And I'm telling you that you're going to still build up that salary that you want of millions of dollars in your account. It just might take you an extra 2 years to do it. And you might say, why should I wait 2 years? Because look how many people you will be bringing along with you. Look how many people going to be walking with you when you doing this, man. And you might say, I'm only want the people of my family with me. Man, I promise you, man, family turn against you faster than somebody that you helped. Man, you ever heard young boy say this, man? Man, when you, and trust me, I'm not a follower of young boy, but the guy said something that made sense before he went all the way under. He said that, man, it left my head, y'all. He left my head. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I'm going to move on. If it come back to me, I'll go back to it. But the way I understand life now is that I had to change. And for me to change, y'all, we done went out like 3 times. For me to change, I had to give more of myself. And you're like, how do you change if you're giving more yourself? Well, I had to see that people needed me more than I needed myself. How do people need you more than you need yourself? Because if you're not needed, you're not wanted. You don't believe that? How many people would keep a mechanic that can't do mechanic work? How many people will keep an electrician on their team and can't do electrician work? How many people will keep someone that potentially can do something, that say they can do something and they can't do it, and you don't have time to teach them? So I don't admit to say I can do something I can't do. You hear me? I don't say that I know the whole Bible. I don't say that I know the whole Quran. I don't say these things because if I say I know everything about the Lord, I'm very lying to myself, because we're only giving a footnote of the Lord's knowledge. Like footnote, we're given a book. You think that everything about the Lord is in that goddamn book? No, it's not. But the Holy Spirit that guides you through life, it can guide you through these things that puts you in a position to understand these things. But some people say, oh, I already know all these things. Then why in the hell you not doing nothing about it? Oh, I got to support my family. That's the problem, I'm telling you, buddy. We're supposed to be fighting against laws. We're supposed to be fighting against people that's in charge. And we're not fighting against these people. And we're not getting reconciled from fighting these people. We're not doing something right. If we're not getting these evil comments, stop doing what you're doing, we're not doing nothing right. And we're not getting these comments, again, blocked from people's lives, doing all this. We're not doing our duty. Because I promise you, when I go on everybody live, man, they don't like what I got to say. Sometimes I like the people so much that I don't even comment in their lives. But you know what? I get muted all the time. But I don't worry about getting muted. I don't worry about that muting because I know I'm doing something right. I know something that what I'm saying is disrupting them. I know something what I'm saying is eating at them. You know how I know? Because they wouldn't have blocked me. They would have kept on fighting against me because they'd have been like, I'm shutting them down. Every time he says something, I'm going to go ahead and give him something right there to shut him down. But they can't do it to me. No one can do it to me. I promise you can come in an argument with me, man, and I'll make you feel bad by the end of that argument that you want to mute me. Like, understand this, man, that we're people doing people wrong. Like, and I was raised in an era where I should want to do all you people wrong. I was cheated. I was stolen from. Man, it's beyond. But I'm not for being angry at people. I think everybody deserves 1,000 chances, man. And you probably say, why do I think this? Why do I think people deserve 1,000 chances? Because, like, physically, man, we are a generation of fate. If you can agree to that, we are a generation of fate. Then I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something next. That we are a generation that we are led to do these things. When you are born into this world, you are given a set of rules. I'm sorry, that is not the Bible, which should have been given to you. But you're given a set of rules. And these rules, well, I was born into these rules of America. I don't know where you was born. But I was born in these rules of America, right? And these rules of America says to the way to live the America dream is to go to school, get a degree, buy a house, get married, die when you're old. That's the America dream. If you want to know, that's the America dream. What if I told you that you could have been living life abundantly all those years where they got you going to work and got you doing all this? Yeah, and I'm not saying, y'all, at first I said we needed doctors. We needed all these things. I'm telling you, y'all, man, we don't need half of these people for these things because these people are getting a blank check for nothing. And what I mean by blank check, that is just paper. We're trading paper for paper. And then when y'all find out that nothing is backing up that paper is not being backed up by gold. I didn't know it had to be backed up. When they told me money had to be backed up by another essence, oh, nowhere in the world, man. Muck money. I'm gonna use it as I use it in a bathroom, as tissue paper. Come on, man. America had me for a minute, man. When I was young, I was always in church, so this how they got me. When they was saying under God and all this, and in God we trust on the dollar bill, man, that's where they won me at. They won me right there to grow up and do whatever they needed me to do, just by saying those two words. But I'm saying America been here from the beginning. Well, America ancestors been here for so long, man. Y'all should have knew the name of the Lord. Y'all going to y'all church. This is what I want y'all to do when y'all going to church. You go into church, ask them, do they know the name of the Lord? And then when they say, yes, I know the name of the Lord, why don't you tell it to your community? Now, if I can go back in time, that's what I would go ask every pastor in my day that went to school. That went to school for pastoring. So at some time in that time in school, you went ahead and gave your life up to the devil. And sometime in that school, you gave your life up to the devil. You might say, how? Your pastor gave his life up to the devil. And you might be like, I'm not here to judge your pastor. But I can honestly say that he started working for the Pharisees instead of working for you. I can say that he did. That he started taking your money and not helping people. Taking your money, help a couple people. You wonder why a pastor sometimes come out with but y'all, I didn't see pastors that go out and work separate jobs and pay for all the things they need. You might say those pastors are good, right? Maybe the pastors that go and help people and do all this, they have them out here. I can't lie to you. I have seen them. I have seen pastors that just give stuff away. They have a whole store inside of their pastor thing where you come there and get any type of food or anything you want and need. And this ain't nothing donated. This is stuff where that money you giving every week go to. Now, they got pastors that does this. It's very few. But y'all say, like they say, a lot is called, but only few is chosen. Only few understands the real thing to do. Man, when Jesus went through the things, he said, my Father's house is not a place where you go and purchase things at all. If your church is selling anything from a Bible to a piece of chicken to anything, that church is not a place for you. And I'm gonna say it over. And look, and I'm telling you to go talk out against these things. And they're gonna put you out the church. You don't have to worry about is you gonna be able to go back there. They're gonna put you out. Yeah. They gonna call you blasphemy. They gonna say what they're doing is trying to help. No, you're not trying to help. If you was trying to help, you would make people go work to help. You would tell people these people need help, and the Lord gives us to help these people. This is what you would say. You would not have to say, oh, give out an offering every week for this. You should have somewhere people want to give it. You should teach your community to want to give. You should teach your community why they should be giving. And then tell them that it don't matter how much they give, they can't save them. You be like, huh? Now you just told me to give, and now you're telling me that if I give, it can't save me. So what makes sense to give? Because it's the damn right thing to do. When you learn that everything that's required of making something is the qualification of things that qualify to make that one thing. You don't go get these other ingredients to make gumbo. You go get the damn ingredients to make gumbo. You do not go and put other things in things that's for this thing. And if you do, it's not going to be what that. It's going to be something new. It's not going to be the other thing. You know why? Because you made it with some one thing extra. That means it's not what it is. It's what you made it to be. So when people take something out the Bible, right? You take something out the Bible and you roll it in your hand like some dice, and whatever it roll on, that's what you want to say. I come to do that myself sometimes. But unless I'm led by the Holy Spirit, I don't confront it. Like today, I came on the live today to talk about, I was in a guy earlier live. Now this guy is a very spiritual person. He's a very godly person. But when I went to him to talk to him, to ask him a question, you know what he did? He blocked me. He muted me. You know why? Because my questions went against his morals. And you know what? I'm the type of person that asks questions with answers. Like you asked me a question. The guy asked me, who was the first people to wear high heel shoes? How in the hell would I know who was the first? Why would I be looking up who's wearing high heel shoes and I don't wear high heel shoes, buddy? This is the question I will refer you of asking you. But then you'll rebuttal my question of saying you're not answering my question. I just did answer your question. I don't know what the manufacturer that made this shoe was thinking when he made this shoe. I don't know if he had something where he was trying to reach or he was trying to be tall to. I don't know the reason of making high heel. Why would I consider of knowing and I have a ladder now? If I want to get on something, I wouldn't put on high heel shoes. I'll probably put on some stilts. All right, now we're going to something else. If they didn't have a ladder or anything, I will essentially deal but in the predicament, in the position of high shoes in this day and age, they're deal with female. They're deal for fashion. They're deal for a woman to sell higher than what she is. That's what high heels are for a fashion within. They're not looking at it for the manufacturer way of making this. No, they're not. They're not looking at it for the manufacturer way of making it. They're not. They're looking at it for the way they're presenting it and their thought, what they're buying it for. When you go to the store and you go buy something, right? And this thing that you're going to buy is used for the thing you want it to be used for, but it's not made for that, right? Who are you to say what I can use this for if it works for what I'm using it for? You know, like it doesn't matter the purpose of something of being made. If you can use this thing for your purpose and your gain, then why can't you use it? You heard me? Like people want to label things, like they label religions, they label all this. No, I don't follow religion. I'm a servant of the Christ. I am a servant. I am a slave of you. I wouldn't be on here if I wasn't a slave of you. You heard me? Because I would be like, yeah, you know what? You do what you do and I'm going to do what I do. I care that this much to take time, that time that I think is the precious thing in the world. Because time, it ages you. I'm going to say it all the time. It ages you. It takes away life. So if time is taking away life from you, that means your time is became the most important thing to you. Your time, at the end of your time is death. So if you don't spend the most of your time, if I'm getting to somebody, if you don't spend most of your time, right? If you don't spend most of your time to get somewhere or get somewhere that's going to actually benefit you, let me tell you that you can walk through school for 14 years, and if it don't qualify, if you don't get a job that qualifies your 12 years of qualification from 12th grade or 3rd grade or 1st grade, wherever you started from, if you're not getting paid for all that time of education, your education becomes meaningless. Your education becomes pointless. If it does not issue you a gain in a situation of poverty, of getting out of a situation, your whatever you're learning makes no sense. It's empty paper. Now, this facts. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, you try to go try to build something where you don't have the knowledge to build it. Now you probably say, well, we need education. What if I want to be a robot, build robots? How would I do that if I don't go to school for it? Okay, you build everything on writing, math, and arithmetic. If you build everything on that foundation, you can go anywhere. You can go be a moon. You can go to the moon. You can go be an electrician. You can go be a doctor. You can build anything on reading, writing, and math. You can build anything on that. Now, who can tell me differently that those 3 subjects is the only thing you have to build things off of? No other subjects that I have known of the other curriculum is more important than those 3 subjects. You can build on anything because reading, you have to read what you learn. With understanding, you have to understand what you learn. So that means you do work on it. You hear me? Like it's so simple that it all goes down to those 3 things. Now you're trying to say, if I don't know how to handle myself in a situation, you should not be learning how to handle yourself in school. You should not be learning literature in school. You should not be learning none of these things in school because you're trying to follow their culture instead of starting your own culture of yourself with the Lord. And we all following the person in front of us. If that person in front of us fall, we're all falling. But if you follow Jesus, that doesn't fall short. See where you're headed. But living on this earth, y'all, they're trying to cut us off from the things that the Lord have given us. The Lord has given us the land. The Lord has given us the herbs. The Lord has given us the animals. And they take these things. These are things that if I started a country, these things would be given. This will be the rule. What? Whoever multiplies are able to have. Whoever can multiply animal. Whoever, these are things. People say we're dealing with starvation and all this. Man, then where the hell are my farmers at? Why are government are not building up farmers? You know, like this is what I'm doing. We got people that need electricity. All right, families, let's build up some electricians. Come on, man. How many people would be more grateful to go out and work, right? Well, they make you go work because they feel that you won't work unless you need things to work for. And the things they give you to work for is electricity, lights, and water and food. Nationality is that you won't assume you will die. Now think of this. If somebody is refusing you to give you the things that you need to survive, you probably say, they're not refusing to give, then I should be able to walk outside right now and go get me five horses, 5 things, and 5 all these things. So I don't need nothing from humans. But I can't just go out here in the wild and find these things. Well, maybe you can. I haven't found them. But if you do this in America, let me enlighten you on something. You need a license. And if they say you can't do this at this time, you can't do it. If they say you can't hunt in this area, you can't do it. If you can't do this in this area, you can't do it. And you probably be like, why are you fighting against these people? These people are trying to help us. You tell me the way the government has originally helped you. And I ain't talking about food stamps because they leading you to a store where you buy poison to poison yourself. They giving you the sword to stab yourself in the chest. Now you might say, oh man, and you might say, why do I still stab myself? Because you feel this is the only way you're going to be able to eat if you go ahead and stab yourself with this poison they're giving you. That's why I say you are an innocent generation. We are a naive generation. We are a generation that is physically, we walk by faith. And you don't see how much you walk by faith. Man, y'all don't want to believe my Lord, but every time you go into a damn store and buy chicken, roast, anything out that store, you're walking into an image of faith. Where you stepping out on faith, buying that meat, knowing that that meat ain't gonna kill you. When you go buy them chips, you stepping out on faith. And even though they got it written on the bag, this assumption can kill you. You heard me? You still eating it, but you stepping out on faith, still eating it. Man, if you knew that my Lord was stopping you from hurting, having pains, and doing all this, if you knew this physically, if you understood that physically, that my Father is the one that comes in for your need and comes in to help you, man, I promise you, man, you'll be screaming like I'm screaming right now. You'll be shouting like I shout. You'll be dancing like David danced, because you will understand. You will fully understand, people, how much this visible God that came in a physical form, that came into flesh just to serve us. Man, you don't know. Oh my gosh, man, you don't know how powerful that is, man. That this person came from on his hill. He left. Man, this person, man, he got a castle. This person got an army. He have angels. He have a family. But you know what? He said, He said, I'm going to stand by my word, because my word is my bond. Like some people say, my word is my man. He don't break his word. Only time I didn't see my Father go back on his word when he said he going to destroy you. My Father don't go back on his word when he say, oh man, I'm doing this. He go ahead and do it. But then when you go and turn your back like the people in Egypt, man, I understand why we going through what we going through. Man, he was standing by these people in Egypt. Man, he was feeding these people. He drawed water out of rock for these people. He dropped food from heaven for these people. He did so much for these people, and these people spit in his goddamn face. He spit in his face. They say Moses came back down the hill, man. They had worshiping a goddamn cow. But I don't judge them people. The people that just came out of Egypt, where that's all they knew was a cow. But Noah knew that. I mean, Noah, Moses knew that. Moses knew that. You know, he physically knew this. So after all this stuff happened, and they never got to the promised land. Well, I don't know of it. They don't speak of it. But they get into the promised land, man. It was so important. Man, the Lord had took this one group of people that still loved him, that still was screaming his name, and he thought they wanted him as much as they wanted him. But he had to thin out the vines from the original plants that's growing up, man. We're growing up with vines next to us, man. And you wonder why you're not prospering. You probably wonder why you're not growing nowhere, because you got a vine sitting right there next to you. Every time you try to give some energy to grow, that vine takes all that energy from you. Man, you have a pesticide inside of you. If you're not making it in the way you think you should make it, man, some people can't make it because they got their household, they got their family, they got all this. Now, that's what I'm here for. You text me and you honor you text me, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'll come to your town, man. I'll work side to side with you until you done, until you finish. Until you be able to stand up by yourself. Come on, man. Now these are the people that we need in this world, man, that's willing to step out on everything. You know, to go to your town. Like, if you hurting in your town, how many people hurting in your town? You know what? We about to go start a business. We about to go try to get an apartment complex in this town. We about to do all this in this town to try to help these people. But now, if you go to these people and they say, I don't want your help. Now you go to these people and they say that we don't want to hear what you got to say. You know what you do? You dust your feet. And you move on to the next town. Because everybody is not going to want to be like those people. I promise you that, man. I thought everyone wanted to be like those people. Like, everybody I went up to, they was either saying, I don't want this, or even, man, a person earlier today, and I don't like to talk about my prayers, but a person that said he didn't want me to pray for him. But then he asked me for a cigarette. And I said, I might have a cigarette, but can I pray for you? And I asked him again. And I prayed for the person. And I'm not going to tell you what happened next, but I prayed for him, and he got through that prayer. But I understand that some people think they done did so much wrong. Some people think that they life is unable to be saved. They think that they just if you're willing to change, and you know how easy it is to say out your mouth, I'm willing to change. You know, and it's so easy to do that. But some people are scared, man. And I was one of those people, man, because I thought the Lord wouldn't have me, man. I'm serious, y'all. I thought he wouldn't have me. I thought I had went too far. I thought I had hurt too many of his children. I thought I had did too much wrong. You know, and I had to see that he still wanted me. That I was wanted by someone in this world. Now, you probably ain't one of them people that everybody turned their back on you. You know, that you was out by yourself. And see, y'all don't know that my Lord power work most when you're down, man. When you're down and you don't have nothing. And when you're all the way down and when you're crying and you're ripping out your heart to him and you're telling him, I don't understand all this stuff that's going on by me, Father, but if you stand by my side, I know that nothing that's formed against me can prosper. I know how much I can stand in the middle of this eye of this storm and nothing around me can pierce my skin. Now, these are things that you have to stand in. Now, if you don't willing to stand there, like, see, what people don't understand, they be like, oh, man, that's you thinking of unbelief, man. You watching TV. Oh, no, buddy. I believe in the Father that split the seed, that turned the sea red. Man, I believe in the Lord that done all these things. Now, you might say that the other people did it too. Like, now I heard a guy on YouTube and on TikTok, guy said that, oh, you talking about what Jesus could do. We over here in Africa, we can float in the air. I said, glory be to the Lord. You know what I'll tell that person if that person was ever in front of me? I tell that person, the Lord only allows you to do what he allows you to do. Now imagine you getting up there 50 feet in the air and he just letting you drop. Because everything of this earth is his power. Even Satan's power, what people rep and try to follow so much, is of his power. Satan just using it in his way. Come on, man. Y'all thinking Satan gonna save y'all, man. He's portraying y'all. Did he save Eve in the garden? I'm going to ask y'all a specific question. If you think Satan going to save you, did he save Eve in the garden? Or did he bow down and went and whatever legs he had came from under him and he slid across that ground? Come on, man. I be trying to get people to see. Satan ain't for you. So if you going that route thinking you about to praise Satan and do all that, being an antichrist and all this foolishness, that ain't the way to go. And what if I told you, every time you curse somebody, every time you get on this game, and it's a way to talk trash, y'all, and be competitive. And you get on this game and be so disrespectful that your mama probably turning in her grave. That somebody that really care about people turning their grave, and you on here being disrespectful in that manner. Oh man, y'all just don't know where y'all headed. And I wish the best for you. And see, you're not probably even headed for hell, buddy. You probably just in danger of judgment. You know, but I'm not gonna call you out of your name. I'm not gonna call you a fool, because I'll be in danger in myself. What I do is pray for you, and I ask the Lord to touch you. I ask the Lord to come down and put his hand on you so you will see as I see, care as I care. But see, if you don't really care, now this is what I tell people. It says it in the Bible. I just posted something the other day about it. I got like 200 some views on it by now. I said it earlier. I said it in that thing. Oh, well, the Bible says it. I just repeat it. But the Bible says that they have Antichrist that's already have come. They have Antichrist coming, and they have Antichrist that's already here. And if you believe that, right, what's the Antichrist? Someone that doesn't want you to have salvation. Someone don't want you to have eternal life. In the beginning of the Bible, man, he said we have to remove them from the garden unless they take a bite of the fruit of eternal life and have eternalness and be eternal. Now imagine y'all, if we wicked, imagine right now, if you know how you was bad and you was doing all this bad stuff to get ahead. Imagine if you was eternally like that. That's how the devil is. Imagine if you was eternally trying to manipulate people, eternally trying to mess over people. So my father said, no, we have to purge you first. We got to cut off all those bad branches before I let you come into this light. until I come into this eternalness. So you got to understand that it wasn't us that did these things, but it was a part of us that did this. And that's why I turn to my wife every day. Y'all might think it's a joke. I turn to my wife and I say, don't, and when she try to get me to do something that I'm really against, I say, Eve, I'm not eating off the fruit. And she get very, she laughed now though. But at first she used to get very upset for me saying this. I used to say, Eve, no, in the name of the Lord, I'm not eating off the fruit. Now you might say this standing by something, right? Nah, man, I know that Adam probably went through his own thing in his own day of being the first. So he probably don't have all this knowledge I have now of knowing his failure. See, if I didn't know Adam's failure, I would have walked probably in the same failure that Adam walked in. But you know what? As me seeing Adam's failure, glory be to the Lord, I know to call on the name of the Lord when I feel weak, when I feel that something that I'm about to walk into that's going to leave my feet with mud on it. I know to call on the Lord before I walk through this mud, because at the end of that mud, if I have to walk through, that he gonna wipe me off when I walk through it. See, these are things I know. I promise you, man. Man, y'all just don't know how powerful, man, he is. Man, he's so powerful. You know, and so, man, it's so amazing. And he leaves 99 for you. He leaving 99 right now for you. Well, it's time for me to go to the next session. Now, to understand these things, I have to understand myself. I had to look at myself. I physically had to ask the Lord, Lord, purge me. Purge me, Lord. Purge me. Take what's off of me that I have branches that have grown on me, Father, that does not belong. I am doing things that's not of you. Father, take this away from me. Make me more than what I am. Make me more than what I can be. Make me, when I think I have it all, show me how much I do not have, so I go for more. And when I get there, I want you to show me how much I still don't have, and I'm going to still go. Then when I get there, I want to continue, and 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 I want to continue. And then I said, Lord, I feel bad for the people around. Father, I have everything that I have need, and you have blessed me. You have blessed me abundantly. Abundantly, Lord. As I look back at my life and seeing the things I had to walk through, it only could have been you that brought me through it. So as I'm looking up at you, Lord, I'm looking at you. I love you with all my heart and all my soul, not for what you've done, not just for what you've done. I see that if you've done all this in the past without me being noticeable or not seeing it, I wonder how much you about to do now that I notice you, that I'm calling your name, that I'm walking with you, that I'm talking to you, that I'm communicating with you. You heard me? Like if he was doing it then, imagine what he's doing now that I'm recognizing him, that I'm calling him, that every situation I see his work, I see his tool in every work I do. I use his screwdriver to screw in every branch. You know, like these are things that I look for now. But people don't see that. People don't see this life. If you don't like me or like what I say, or you don't want to hear me, man, just mute me. Don't fuss with me. Because the only thing you're going to get out of me, brothers, is a prayer. That's all you're going to get from me is a prayer. And trust me, you better hope I'm praying to anoint you, not for my Father to handle you so you come over to this fold. You know, for to understand and how my Father handles you, he just won't walk with you. He'll still be there in case, you know, something come up too big for you, but assuming he going to make sure that essentially this is where you want to be. You know, and that's what my Father had to show me. You heard me? He had to make sure this is where I wanted to be. And you probably be like, what that mean? Because I went through all type of other things where I could have went other routes. Man, I promise you, man, so much stuff came about where I could have went another way and I chose to stay on this lane. Because I promise y'all, the narrow road is narrow. Y'all just don't know how narrow this road is, brothers. Man, this road is so narrow. You heard me? That man, look, if I don't be steady, I'm going to fall off. You heard me? Man, this road is narrow. You heard me? And it's the point, I'm trying to get more people on this road so this road can be wide. See, you don't understand. Do you understand that? You heard me? I'm on a narrow road right now. But the more people I get to go on this road, like if it's an unknown road, like you know how you go on a road that nobody know about and you can get through, like it might take me 45 minutes to get somewhere. But you know a road that you can take and get there in 25 minutes. Like I'm telling you that I'm telling you that once we all get to this road and we got, like, after you learn the math problem, right? It ain't no time in life you're going to see 2 plus 2 and put 6. Like, after you really know that, after you know 2 plus 2 is 4, you ain't putting 6. Like, if you put 6, you drunk or high. You heard me? Like, that's facts. I'm telling you to put 2 and 2 together. I'm telling that you exist, right? You exist. You a breathing body. So something had to create you. It's existed. Something had to make you. Nothing on this world is not made. Even humans. Humans are made from sperm. I'm letting y'all know we're made. You heard me? So it's a process to this. And I'm telling you the only process that leads you to the word, to God, is the Bible. They got the Quran. They have all these other things. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to go read the Muslim books and all that. Because Jesus said it himself. They got all the rules. They got all the information. They know it all. But they don't follow it. They got all the Moses. They got all Moses laws. They got all Moses laws. They got all Moses strips. They got all Moses things. But they refuse to listen. Like, how do you have all this and don't listen? That makes no sense, right? Like, and Jesus said himself, Moses hoped that he would see the day. He prayed for to see the day when I come. The Messiah, the Savior, the person that's delivers. Man, y'all don't know my King, man, my Lord, man, my Savior. And I'm repping them every day, everywhere I go. Who did that for you, boy? How you get that car? Oh, glory. I'm sorry, y'all was too loud. Glory to the Lord. You know, but that's who you ever see me in life and I say that I got this from my game, boy, you better slap the taste out of my mouth. And I'm gonna give you the other cheek to slap that one too. Because I'm spitting bull. You heard me to say that I did this. The person that says they didn't have no help is a lie. Man, like no one, and when you come in this world as a baby, you know nothing. Everything is poured inside of you. So everything that you know, you were taught. Is nobody waking up, well, unless you God sent. Now hear me again. They are those. Are you God sent? If you God sent, now everybody ain't God sent. You might say, well, I'm God sent. Nah, buddy. Are you one of them babies that can put together a car? Now if you God sent, you God sent. You know, if you was given that tool from birth, you know you was given that tool from birth. Man, I see people giving song. Man, I know people with the beautifulest voice. Beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. Man, I'm telling you that my Lord made this voice for you to sing to him, to praise his name, to glorify him, to get more people to glorify him, to get more people to sing the songs you're singing to glorify him. Man, the devil did it. Why are y'all people doing it? Man, you know the devil wanted people to worship him, so he made up his own songs, made up his own worship, made up his own way. Come on, man. The devil went there. The devil is going to ride that hell bus for a reason, y'all. He denied God in the beginning. He wanted to be God. He wanted y'all to sing to him. That's why he got y'all making music and stuff now to this wicked and evilness, because he wants y'all to turn against him. The person that you might say, oh, this person don't care for us. No, this person gave us a perfect example of not eating off the fruit. We let women take advantage of us and ate off the fruit. So, you know, but look at it this way, brothers. If that woman would have ate off the fruit and this is your wife, what's more likely you would have left the garden with her anyway if she got put out the garden? What's more likely that you would have left the garden with her? I'd have been like, Lord, I love you with all my heart, but this is my flesh of my flesh. This is the bone of my bone. This is what would add to next. That if she gotta go, Lord, I gotta go too. I'm sorry, I gotta go support her. I gotta go help her. You know, I know you made her for my helper, but if I needed help, imagine how much she need help out there. So 9 out of 10, the Lord would have sent both of y'all kicking anyway. You know, he probably would have been more likely of Adam. You heard me? More appreciative of Adam. But no, it would have been the same way. He still would have got kicked out the garden. It still would have rolled out the same way. Not that he was disobedient, but that he's going to physically want the godly. See, that's the whole thing would have tricked you up, though. The godly thing to do would have been to leave with her, to help her, support her. Because if God created you, he can create more. Like, what if God would have said right then and there when Adam and Eve messed up? Oh, all right, let's like what most people do when you like when something go wrong, you wind up throwing that whole piece of paper away, right? And to starting over. What if God would have done that? What if God would have said, no, I'm not going to leave these people when I flood the world. I'm not going to leave these people to repopulate the world. I'm going to destroy them all. Then what? Come on, man. Oh, man, God was so disgusted with us when He flooded the world. Man, think about it, man. How much anger would you have to destroy your whole apartment complex? All right, let's give it a couple of things to be able to destroy. No one's paying their rent, and the government is not allowing you to kick them out. Now, this been happening for over 3 years, right? Now, everyone in your apartment do not throw their trash out. They just throw it on the ground, right? They just throw it on the ground. So now your apartment look horrible. Now, and no one's paying their rent. No one's hard. Now, you're starting to benefit the reach of that because you still have to pay your bills, right? Now, your lights are getting turned off. Your family waters is going off. Now you see the development here? Now, you might not see this happening, but what if I tell you that every other person, he's not doing nothing wrong. Leave him alone. Do you see he pulling on your shirt? He's not doing nothing wrong, and he's smaller than you. Okay? You can't pull on someone that's smaller than you, because if you pull on someone that's smaller than you, what happens when someone bigger than you pulling on you? You gonna like that? No, so don't do it to no one smaller than you. Try to ask them to stop first. Ask to stop. Be like, Tuda, stop. And more likely he gonna listen. But to go back to what I'm saying, even like that situation, y'all, that's what we go to pull people. This is what I'm trying to do. But I'm trying to pull you to the Lord. I'm not trying to pull you to me. I hope people don't wish that. I ask for you not to follow me. I ask for you to take everything you hear me say, and I want you to go start your own platform. Some of your platforms are way bigger than mine anyway. So go on your platform. If you think anything I'm saying is right, do your own research. If you think I'm crazy, do your own research. And you see, no, and don't just do research. Don't just read it off of paper. Go into these places. You heard me? Go into these places and really see what these people are doing to us, man. And these people are hurting us. The government is our worst enemy, man. The government puts on a sheep mask like they're trying to help us, man, and they're wolves. And I want the whole world to see this. I want to reveal it to everybody. I want to scream it to mountaintops that call on my name, my Father named Jesus, that came into the flesh, the visible Yahweh that came into the flesh, that people refer him as Jesus, Yeshua. You know, these are the things. And I can understand, like, do people understand free will? Like, if you wonder why God don't come down here right now and help us and do what he needs, imagine, like, you might... Imagine you being all powerful, right? And you give someone free will. Now, if you understand free will is letting someone be freely, do whatever they want, make their own decisions, make their own faults, make their own things, right? But if you're God, like my Father is, you hear me, and you're thinking about how the people are gonna know me, right? If I give them free will. So now you have to put it in their free will to know you, right? So by free will, you can choose to know me and be near me. But from me making you, I'm going to keep you in my power, under my wound until, listen to me, until you choose yourself to walk away from me. Now, you might not think about it. You might say some people grow up and they don't hear Jesus, or they don't hear that. No, we're not living in a remote place, though, you guys. I'm talking about the 150 billion people that's living in America with social media, with the Bible at their disposal. I'm talking to the people that's living in other countries that's not getting crucified for preaching the word, that has the word at their disposal and not using it. Like when America make that rule, y'all gonna see me get arrested. Remember my name, Joel Aubrey Johnson. Remember my name, because if they ever put a law in effect that go against my Lord or go against my Father, I'll be the first one to get arrested. And to tell you the truth, there's already people today that have been arrested. I have seen it all over the world where people are speaking out and they're on corners and they're yelling out, glory be to the Lord, praise be to the Lord, honor and glory to the Lamb. They are physically saying this. They're preaching the word. They're trying to get people to change their ways. They're trying to get people to move on with their life. Like, I physically see this going around town, but I see the police arresting people for it. Now, if you are a police and you have a parent that's a police, I want you to go ask your parent, If you see this live, anywhere, if you see this live, you go ask your parent and their police, would they arrest somebody for glorifying the Lord? And I want you on that day to rebuke your parent. If they say yes, I want you to rebuke your parent and ask them, what line are they willing not to cross? What line? What line are they willing not to cross? Because you let them know your line. I honor you, mother, and I honor you, father. But if you go against my father, you go against my father, as soon as I'm able to get from under your thumb, listen to my words. If I get under your thumb, I'm going to go up for my father's will. And I'm going to make sure I pray to my father every day to change your expression on life. You know, and that's how you help that person. But see, you can't really fight that person. See, usually I'll be like, hey, guys, strangling them and trying to push them and do what I'm trying to get them to do. But you know what? That wasn't the way. You know how long it took me to know that wasn't the way? I had a saying, you guys, that only thing people understand is pain. That was my saying, man, from like 18 to 20 something. That's all I knew. Man, if you give people pain, they're going to damn understand what you're trying to say. Because if you ain't giving them no type of feelings to what you're saying, that they ain't going to feel you. But you know what? The Lord said, Joe, you don't have to do that. The Lord said that I can do it. The Lord said, you give your word and I'm going to swing. He said that if you give your word, I'm going to swing. I'm going to be that one to swing. I'm going to be that one to stand out in front of you and catch that bullet. I'm going to be the one that's going to be the one to fight. I'm going to be the one that's going to draw swords. Only sword I want you to use is the sword of your mouth. And I promise you guys, on this day, I go into lives. I go into so many things and I get blocked for speaking this truth. I go into lives and I tell people how they're doing wrong. I tell people, and not that I'm calling you out of your sin. You either doing the sin and feel bad about it, or you be like, oh, that ain't me. You got me to the left. Now, there been in situations where a dude is like, man, you got me to the left. Nah, my G, that ain't me. You got me wrong. Nah, man, you must be talking about my cousin. I'm talking to somebody in your family. I'm glad you hearing it, though. I'm glad you seeing it. So why you not telling them this? Now, these are things I look for. I look for people to do better. Like, I know I'm not the only one that, like, y'all, I ain't that smart, you guys. I ain't the brilliantest person. Everything I get of the Father. You hear me? I was never the good one in school. So, all my downloads I get from the Father. Now, I'm not telling you, I can't go until you probably beat you in a spelling test. I can't go and beat you in, beating a math test before you beat it. But I can tell you about life. I can tell you about life. I can tell you that without the Lord, that assuming you can live all your days, but you won't have happiness. And you know what? My Lord was so good that he would give you happiness your whole life, right? And then show you at the end of your life how many people you could have helped. How many people? Now imagine you live your whole life and you could have saved 3 billion people. Ooh. Now imagine getting up there in front of my Lord and saying, man, that you could have touched 3 billion people if you would have made a left instead of making a right. And you can't say I wasn't telling you to make a left. I told you to make a left. I showed you there's 100 things on your left and they only had one thing on your right, and you went to your right because you thought that thing on your right was going to make you more money, and you had 10 things on your left that it was not seen because it was over that hill. Come on, man. And you might say it's not like that. I promise you it's like that because I went right. And after I went left like 100 times. You hear me? You hear me? Now I'm on the right side. Now being on the right side, you might say, oh man, I got so much confidence in myself. No, I don't have confidence in myself. I die every day to sin. It comes from me every day. I promise you. It be coming with his little sword. Ching, 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 ching. But then when I came to it, I had to learn what the hell was sin was. Like, I'm trying to stop doing everything. I wanted to stop smoking. I wanted to stop drinking. I wanted to stop everything. I wanted to stop buying stuff. I wanted to stop doing all this. I said everything is wrong. Everything is demon motivated. I don't want it by me. That's what I was saying, right? Then I had to come to understanding. I had to read the word. That's why the word is important, you guys. That's why you go to your word. Go to your word. The word says that if I do something, if something causes me to sin, cast it from me. All right, I got that. All right. Well, when I read that, I didn't understand it completely. All right, if something cast me to sin, all right, I'm about to go ahead and poke my eye out. Yes, you gone, all right, my arm causing me to sin. Someone hold my damn arm down. We about to cut this thing off. No, that's not what he meant. If I'm smoking a cigarette, right? And when you smoke a cigarette, you shouldn't feel this way. If you smoke this cigarette, right, and it causes you to go out here and curse people and beat people and do it. If you are alcoholic and you're drinking and you're a perfect person, I'm talking about you planting flowers and you being this polite angel without drinking, and then you sip. I'm talking about you get you a couple of shots under your belt and you start talking with that little slur. You know what I'm talking about, people. That little slur, and you be like, yeah, I don't care about nothing. You know, you start flashing out, you start beating your wife, you start beating your son, yeah, boy, you should not be drinking. Let me rewind that for you. It's causing you to sin. Cut it off from you. Cast it from you. If you are doing drugs and it's causing you to have financial problems, where you can't support your family, where you can't go out here and buy your baby no milk, when you can't go, man, yeah, my nigga, cast that stuff from you until you're able. Cast it, and some things are not all bad, buddies. Man, you need to cast it till you be able to handle that and give that thing a certain type of time in your life. Like you don't do that. Like that makes no sense. If you go to doing crack cocaine and all this other stuff, and you sitting up here doing good in jobs and all this, but it's hurting your brain, it's killing your brain cells, and every time you go to think of something, that is taking it away from you. First, you need to find out this product is really doing that to you, and if it's really doing that to you, really hurting you. Now, you didn't went off for hurting somebody else. Now, if something is hurting you, oh, man, you cast it from you. But what if I told you nothing on this earth really hurts you? What if I told you that man have, how would I say this? Man have, what's the word? It's on my tongue. Man have, well, dirtied. I'm gonna say dirty. I can't get the word out, y'all. Dirtied what we're doing. It like they messed it up. You heard me? They polluted it. Polluted. That's the word I was looking for. If they polluted it, they polluted the situation, and that's what America do. They pollute the situation, and they expect you to work in the pollution. And I'm not talking about physically pollution, you guys. I'm talking about life. You heard me? Like all this stuff that they have put us in, they have put us in a box. Well, we need to get out this box. And the more people get out this box and start hitting the side of the box is going to tear up. You heard me? They have built something. They have built their own pyramid. And they have built it with us, you guys. America is their pyramid. You heard me? We do anything, man. We do anything, man, to try to survive, man, when we can thrive and survive together. Like I see a world where we only have the things we need. And people, man, you know, some people enjoy working on electricity. Some people enjoy working on these things because you're giving it to people like a work. You're giving it to them where they have to make a salary. You're not giving this to them saying that this is what we need. We're short. We got 3,000 electricians, but we need 4,000 electricians. Like we need 4,000, so we're going to recruit electricians. Like they recruit for the army. If we're going to recruit electricians, we need farmers. We lacking the food this year. Okay, next year we're going to start up 3 different farmers compounds. Come on, man, be serious, man. Like these are things. Like to tell you the truth, y'all. If y'all work for me, I wouldn't pay y'all nothing. I give y'all somewhere to stay. I give y'all somewhere to eat, and I'll make sure y'all have everything you want or need. And I ain't talking about everything, though. Yeah, if you want a TV, we get you a TV. You want a couch, we get you a couch. You want a jumping thing, we're going to have a whole thing where we jump at things. You hear me? Where we have this whole thing where all the community can come together and play and just enjoy. Like we can make a life for us where people only work like 3 months or 2 months. Like 2 months out of a year. Like physically, 2 months out of a year. Like we can set up a way where we don't have to worry about all these things where we're stressing each other out and putting stuff on each other. But I'm talking about a world of Christ. This is a Christ-like. I'm talking about something that is not of this world. Do y'all hear me? That what I'm telling y'all is not even of this world. You hear me? Because y'all are refused to do it. Everybody wants something that they do not physically, where they did not labor. And I'm telling you, I'm reaping things I didn't labor in. I'm telling you that my Lord is so grateful. He'll have you reap it. He'll have you lay the seeds and me reap your crops. That's how my Lord works. Because he know that you heading down a path where you don't need none of this anyway. Because if you think my Lord is justified, but my Lord cared for his own. My Father reigns on everybody, and he loves everybody. But who he's loyal to is his own. I want y'all to hear this. My Father is loyal to the people that's loyal to him. Because it goes past being blood and something like, whoever's loyal to my Father, not loyal to me, whoever's loyal to my Father, man, I'm willing to cross nations for you, man. Because you're willing to step out on faith on my Father that physically was unseen and now is seen, and physically have now became unseen again by faith, by us having to step out on faith. Because my Father did the thing when he walked with Israel. He walked with Israel. Israel told him, no, we don't want you. We can't hear the Father. Like y'all hear my voice when it get too loud and go through the microphone. That's how they was hearing the God's voice. They was hearing God's voice like this. They was hearing God's voice in a loud tone where it was hurting their ears, where they couldn't even be, instead of praying to the Lord, drumming down their knee, oh, glory be to the Lord, he's here. You know, that's where I would be at. You hear me? Muck my ears hurt. Let them ring out of control. He is here, you know, and instead of them having that mind frame now, and it wasn't even stopped there. He walked through a little bit of Israel. The people said they was hungry. Moses went there, prayed, cried out to the Lord. Lord, they're hungry. We're walking through the desert. My Father rained manna from heaven. Oh, glory be to the Lord. Listen to me, man. He rained manna from heaven to come down to earth. Like, do people not understand the power? Then he said, don't only take what you need. And people took more than what they need. He said the people that took more than what they needed didn't have enough for everybody that they had. But the ones that took only what they needed, they had enough for what they needed and more. Like if you don't understand this, man, that people are coming to steal, kill, and destroy. The government is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. Now, I want you to really understand kill, steal, and destroy. For one, this land is not theirs. This land is not for one person. This land, if we want to make it an earthly thing, this land is for everyone that was born on this land. Everyone that you claim to say this is your land, we're born here. I don't believe in following laws from the founders, because the founders aren't here right now, and if they are here, they're hiding. You hear me? Like I'm not willing to base my life off some old men that wasn't screaming out Jesus. You hear me? Like I'm not willing to do that. Some people are. Some people are willing to do that. Some people are willing to believe these people. I don't know why y'all believe the government. I don't know why y'all believe these people that's around y'all. I don't know why y'all believe in these pastors and all that stuff, and they're not carrying their cross. Like, if you know how you know a pastor is carrying their cross, y'all, this is how you know. If a pastor is truly carrying his cross, you're going to see this pastor getting arrested a lot. You're going to see this pastor in a situation where he needs to flee. Where you're going to see where you're going to think this person is very scared. But I understand you preachers of the word. Y'all think y'all think y'all don't need any works. See, my words go further than my words got to go further than me speaking the word, me telling you wisdom, or me telling you the right. Because the only wisdom I can tell you is accept the Lord as your love and life and Savior. I'm not going to lead nothing. I'm going to tell you about dreams of heaven. I'm not going to tell you about dreams of earth. I'm going to tell you something about sitting right in front of your face right now. These government is at your throat with a knife. Now what you going to do? Now what you going to do? Now somebody physically had a knife to your throat, approaching you with a knife. Wouldn't you try to stop them? Wouldn't you try? So why are you not trying to stop the government from poisoning your children in school, for taking your time away from school, from taking away 8 to 12 years of your time, taking away your parents' time, for making them go out and work for electricity? Now, how many people will work less and do more for their family if they only worked for electricity? I mean, if they didn't have to work for electricity, a place to stay, and water. Now, I know some people will be lazy, right? Some people will be like, "Oh, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing that." But you know how people are. I'm gonna tell you about me and my wife. Me and my wife, we both make money, right? But what if I told you that me and my wife, well, I'm not in a competition with her. I don't try to be in a competition with her. But she's in a competition with me where, and I see it. She don't really see it, but I see it. That she always has to make more than me. That she always have to know more than me. Always have to do better than me. But you know, when I came to that situation with my wife, what I did? I prayed to the Lord. I prayed to the Lord, and I prayed to the Lord, and I prayed to the Lord. And then I came across the scripture. You might think it's weird, right? I came across the scripture. You heard me? Now this was, and you know what the scripture said? He said that a woman is like a dripping of water. You ever heard of dripping of water that was just annoying to you? He said women are like a dripping of water. And then they go on to say after that, nothing wrong with women though, y'all. Don't, if they have women on here yelling and screaming, there's nothing wrong with women. But women are like a dripping of water. They nag, they always complain. You know, and ain't nothing wrong about complaining, you guys. You hear me? But they nag and they complain. So as a woman nagging and complaining, and then I came across another scripture where they said the Lord. Now this is powerful, y'all. If y'all don't know how powerful this is, they said the Lord can only one that can give an understanding wife. Huh? What do that mean? So that mean it ain't nothing I can do to make this woman understand? You know what? My Lord said, let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. Go ahead and start telling your wife about something you trying to do and you want to do it that's gonna take a majority of what she trying to do. Go ahead and watch how you think you had this understanding, loving wife, how she flip on you. Whoosh. How she flash out, how she be looking for a divorce. You heard me? I'm physically telling you, man, that this is how life goes. You heard me? And we can stop it. We can actually stop this rotation of life. Because in the wife situation, I'm telling y'all, pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord that the Lord sends you an understanding wife. Gives your wife understanding of what you're trying to do. Now I'm talking about guys. How many husbands has ideas? Like ideas to try to make it and do things, right? How many people have ideas? Now me personally, I have ideas to do things and do things better. But other people have ideas. And some ideas succeed, some ideas fail. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get off for a second. I gotta feed my child. Oh no, I can't feed to the. Give him this first one first. Eat. Y'all, I hopefully if somebody else see this live and they hear this part right here, my baby, it's hard for my baby to eat certain stuff. The doctor said just give him whatever he eat, you know, and you know try to fill him up with that. But my baby, he only eats certain stuff. Like when I was small, right? When I was young, I was kind of in poverty, so I used to only eat like butter and rice, potatoes. But y'all just don't know. I come to love these things now. Like if I could have a refrigerator full of food, but I'll be the person to get up and go cook some eggs and rice, some butter and rice, some butter bread and coffee. That's what I used to see my mom. I really don't drink that, but you hear me? That's something I would want. And something in that nature, right? So as I'm thinking of that, things like that, well, I'm gonna have to come back, y'all. I have a couple things to do, so I'm gonna pause my live. Oh no, I'm gonna start over on my live because I think I've been on for like an hour and something, you guys. So I've been on for 2 hours and 40 some minutes. So I'm gonna pause my live. Then I'm gonna stop my live right here, and I'm gonna start off another live when I come back from feeding my son. So if you guys, for future generations, glory be to the Lord.